to today's game of Old School Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Egan. I'll be your Dungeon Master and your guide into this world of Dungeons and Dragons. We do have some new players with us, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. We'll be introducing you to the game and getting you started, getting you rolled up and everything. And everyone else who came back, thank you so much for coming back to play. Right after we're done with the new players, we'll get you guys ready as well, so you guys are ready to play today's adventure. So, as most of you know, and for those who are new, the first part of our game is called pregame or game preparation, and this is the time for just getting everyone ready to play the game. And after this, we're gonna take a small break, and then we're gonna start the actual adventure, which is gameplay or playing the game. So before we can play, of course, we have to get ready. We have to make sure everyone is ready to actually play and has everything they need before we set out for the adventure. This includes equipment, supplies, weapons, and armor, and all that, right? So, um, we're gonna start off introducing the new players, but yes, thank you everyone for joining. For those who don't know me, I'm Egan. I've been running old school D&D since about 2013ish. I ran online since around 2016. For those who are new to our game, um, don't know me, just a little bit about myself. I'm from Minnesota. I currently work and live in Japan, and I run D&D on the weekends, like every weekend usually. So, um, if you're looking for a consistent group to play with, this is a group. We play old school D&D here. The whole point is to, of course, have fun, tell stories, and create a memorable experience. But when you come here to play, you're joining as a player. This means you're taking on the role of an adventurer, a soldier of fortune. This means it's going to be your goal to campaign for fame and fortune, to hunt monsters, treasures, and bounties down in dungeons guarded by dragons. The game of Dungeons and Dragons in the old days was actually about Dungeons and Dragons. Compared to modern versions, it's just kind of about fantasy roleplay, right? Of course, this is a fantasy role-playing adventure game, but the focus is Dungeons and Dragons in original D&D style, right? Old school D&D style. So most of your adventure will take place in the dungeons and in a world that is terrorized by dragons, the worst monsters that everyone hates, that are always around the corner ready to kill everyone and ruin everyone's day. Um, but in the old days, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of dungeons, a lot of death, and a lot of dragons. Um, okay, so now that you know what we're doing, I'm gonna tell you how to play. A lot of people think D&D is hard to play, but it's actually really easy. You only need three. It's played by three steps, and you only need like three things. You need pencil, paper, and dice. You as players don't need any dice. Only the dungeon master needs dice. But as a house rule, I do let you guys roll your own dice if you have them. But technically, in the old days, the only one supposed to roll dice is the dungeon master. Just like a fortune teller, the only person with a crystal ball is the teller, right? They read their crystal ball and they tell you what happens. The dungeon master rolls the dice and tells you what they mean. So but here we let you guys see the dice, see how it plays out, and I'll just interpret it for you, like druids would roll bones and then tell you the future, right? The dungeon master rolls the dice and tells you the game. So that's how it is. Um, to play it is three steps, like I said, right? Very simple. The first step, the Dungeon Master will describe to you what you're experiencing in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. You're going to imagine this in your head, picture the scenario, and you're going to decide on your own course of action in the perspective of your character. This is considered role playing. You're now going to play the role of your character. That's it. So role playing is very simple. You just say what you want to do, and the Dungeon Master then tell you what happens based on the roll of the dice, right? Sometimes you'll discuss it and figure it out. But most of the time, when you come to these games, it's not really a single player experience. This is a multiplayer experience. You're going to be with a group. These men and women have promised or have come here tonight to spend time with you, to have fun and tell a story. And the idea is that your characters in the world, they promised each other that they would work together to go and seek their fortunes, and get rich and famous. They're seeking glory and gold, right? So they promised each other to work together, band together, and hunt monsters down together, right? In the end, they're probably going to split the treasure evenly, most likely. So that's how the idea is of D&D. You need a party because uh, you can't really do things alone in old school D&D or any kind of like game, right? It's really difficult in real life to get a lot of work done in a fast amount of time without teamwork and a good crew. Especially in old school D&D, you need 6 to 8 minimum if you want a decent chance of survival, especially in combat. Um, let's see. So now that you know how to play D&D, that's it. That's all there is to playing it. You need a character before you can play. That's what you need before you can start playing, though. So you need to know who you are in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. This is determined by a few dice rolls, a few choices, and some note taking. So we're gonna get some characters rolled out for the new players and any returning player that wants a new character or died in their last adventure and needs a new character. right? Or if they, unless they retired, of course, or whatever. So, um, let's see. Angel, is Abraham still alive? Did he die?
He is.
Okay, he's alive. You can play as Abraham. Do you want to continue as Abraham, or do you want to retire him and start
I'm gonna
another
continue.
one? Okay, all right, good call. And then Caden, you want to continue as Edmund, or do you want a new character?
Uh, am I still able to keep Edmund if I make a new character for this? Like,
You
can I just
can, but you
go
only
back to
play
playing as
one
Edmund
character at
later?
a time. So when you retire Edmund, you can't play as Edmund until you retire the character you're currently playing. Then you can switch to
Okay.
Edmund.
Yeah, since this is a newer group, I don't know anybody in here. I'm gonna play a new character.
Okay, that's a good idea, just in case if you don't want to get Edmund killed here. So
Yeah, yeah,
give him a
I'll
little
play a new
break.
character. Yeah,
Start another character of House Caden, maybe his brother. We'll see.
yeah. Yep,
Um,
yep.
all right, and then Fizzy Pop is new. So welcome Fizzy Pop. By the way, we like to go by our first names here, if that's okay with you. Do
Yeah.
you want to go by your first name too? My first name's Ekin, and that's Caden, of course, and that's Angel.
It you can just call me Velo.
Velo. How do you spell it?
VELO.
Okay, nice to meet you, Vel. And then Myojo, do you have a first name you want to go by?
Uh, Everybody can just call me either Miojo or just yeah. I prefer going by Miojo.
Okay, nice to meet you,
I
Myojo.
don't really like using my real name.
That's okay. All right. And then yeah, that's Ryan and Sky. Sky, good for you. Or do you have a different name you want to go by?
Nope.
Okay. And then yeah, Zenko's been here before. So welcome to our group. Our newest players are Myojo, Sky, and Velo. So welcome. Hopefully you feel welcome. Um, we'll get you started shortly. Zenko, do you need a new character too? Did Beatrice die?
No, no, no. I want to keep Beatrice.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get them ready in a little bit to see, but we're gonna start with the new characters first. So we're gonna get some characters rolled up for y'all. The first step to creating a character in the old days is to roll up your ability scores. Back then, ability scores were pretty random and unforgiving. It's 3d6. You don't really have a choice on where your scores go or anything. It's just 3d6 down the line. It's pretty hardcore like that. Modern
The guy was
times, you get
telling
like a
me
little.
that it was like 4d6s rather than 3d6s.
Yeah, it's modern D&D. So modern D&D, you get to pick where your scores go. You get 46, drop the lowest, right? Very forgiving. Very like, yeah. Um, very choice. Make you can make a lot of choice in that. The old days though, you had to work with what you got and improve from there. So the areas you want. But who your character is at the start of the story is not really up to you, but who your character is at the end of the story is all up to you, right? That's fully dependent on you, uh, based on how you choose to play. So, um, starting with we're gonna get one roll up for Kaden first. We're just gonna go down the list just so it's easy. So Kaden, your new character's strength, I'm gonna roll it. It's 3d6s. It's for each ability score, as you know. But for
Yep.
the new players, it's 3d6s, right? 3 to 8 is considered low, 9 to 12 is considered normal, and 13 to 18 is considered high. So we're gonna roll a 3d6 for his strength score. All right, he got an 8, so that is slightly lower than average. Let's see, and strength reflects your character's brawn and ability to fight in hand-to-hand combat. Okay, so
Shit.
this is for yeah, this is for Kaden. So
Just make a random fucking name for him. You can
all right,
right
when we
now.
get to that part, that's near the end. So for now, you have 8 strength. All right, his next ability is intelligence. This is a reflection of his cognition and knowledge. All right, Caden's character has only 7 intelligence.
You low rolled me on purpose. I can tell.
It is what it is, brother. All right, the underdogs is cool to see them rise, right? To get stronger. So low to high versus high to low, right? It's better to do more with less. All right, you have
Yep.
11 wisdom. Okay, or it's more impressive at least to do more with less. Let's see. All right, dexterity. You have 7. Damn, this character's only good score is wisdom so far. He's
Yeah,
gonna
no
be
doubt.
a Templar then, or Vampire Hunter, which is cleric. Okay,
He's gonna be moat bait.
a holy soldier. All right, here's your next 3d6s for your Constitution. All right, it's 12, pretty good. All right, charisma is last. Is 6. Okay, so by the way, and wisdom is a reflection of the character's, understanding and perception, right? Sensibility, common senses, right? 5 senses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be a cleric for.
Um, and then dexterity is hand-eye coordination, reflexes, constitution is how tough your character is, and your endurance. Charisma is your character's leadership and charm. So those are your abilities. Next we're gonna roll abilities for Sky, and then we're gonna, no, not Sky, Myojo, and then Sky, and then Velo. So Myojo's next. I'll just go in alphabetical order. It's easier. All right. So Myojo got a strength
Okay.
of 11. Yeah, 11. That's pretty good. So on your notebook paper at this point, for those who are new, what you're gonna write is you're gonna write STR or Strength Tech 11 for at least for Myojo, because that's yours. So you write STR
Got it.
Tech 11. All right. Next is your intelligence. You write INT or intelligence, and your intelligence is 8. So you do INT Tech 8 on your paper.
Got
You can
it.
write it any way you like, just as long as you take note. We take notes just to help us remember things, so it's easier to imagine it. D&D is,
Alright.
in your imagination. So, all right. Next is your wisdom. So you got 36 wisdom. Let's see. You got a total of 13. That's your best score so far. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next is your dexterity. 11. That's pretty good. Okay. Now it's your constitution. It's 4. You're a small boy.
Ooh.
All right. Let's see. So constitution is like your size, your endurance, and toughness.
Yeah.
Let's see. Charisma's last.
Manlet.
You got 8. So your character's a little shy. Let's see. All right. So that's pretty much all your abilities. All right. Next is for Sky. So here's Sky. You have 36 strength. Let's see. Yours is 8 strength. You're kind of weak. Let's see. And then your intelligence is 11. That's pretty good. All right. Your wisdom is 9. That's good. Let's see. All right. And your dexterity is 7. Okay. That's kind of low. Your constitution is 11. Okay. So it's decent. And your charisma is 7. Okay. You're also shy. Okay. Next is Velo.
Alright.
First is your strength. So you got. Oh shit. Fell. 1 second.
Second chance.
Alright. Try again. Your strength is 11.
Katsu.
It's pretty decent. Alright. And your intelligence is 13. That's really good. Your wisdom is 10. Decent. Your dexterity is 15. That's really good. Your constitution is 9. It's decent. And your charisma is 14. Also very good. Okay, lucky rolls here.
Rigged.
Alright,
So fucking rigged.
This is rigged.
so
It is rigged.
Dude, I rolled the shittiest character I've ever seen in my
I wanted
life.
to
and
play
you
a
just fucking
magic
god
user
rolled it.
so bad.
That's
it is
I
what it
am
is.
dumb
So
as rocks.
Welcome to
That's so
welcome
fucked.
welcome to my fucking world. I got a strength of 6, 7,
Dude,
8,
I
9.
want to kill my character. Re-rolled him. Fucking
alright.
Rebirth him.
What can wisdom be used for? In like, can magic user use wisdom?
Every character can use wisdom. It's important for every character. However, it's mostly important for clerics.
I know
Clerics
what I
must be
am.
wise, faithful, and understanding, right?
Yeah, mine isn't even good.
So,
Mine died too quick.
when it comes to classes now, you gotta pick your class next. Your class is your role in the party, your set of skills, okay? There's 7 classes to choose from in old school D&D. The first 4 belong to the race of humans. These are clerics, fighters, magic users, and thieves. The next three classes belong to the race of demi-humans, right? So these are dwarves, elves, and halflings. And I will describe each class real quick. One second. I've been talking for a good minute, so I'm gonna drink some water. All right, so um, clerics are basically like holy warriors, right? They're like soldiers of God. These are your vampire hunters, your priest exorcists, Templars, right? So this guy's gonna be in charge of mainly using their faith to defend the party, to fight off evil and demons and undead. Okay. The next class you can choose from is the fighter class. These are like your barbarians, your knights, your berserkers, or mercenaries, right? Soldiers. They're the best at fighting the game, and they're gonna have fighting skill. Their main role is to fight monsters and to defend the party, right? So next is magic users. These are like your witches, your warlocks, and your wizards. These characters are gonna be of course able to use magic spells and deal with the supernatural, right? Then we have thieves. Thieves are like your beggars, assassins, and rangers. These guys are going to be in charge of using their many thief skills to help the party hunt monsters, treasures, and bounties. And they also are very good at guerrilla fighting, right? So they're backstabbers and all that. They're scouts and such, right? Next is the demi-human classes. The dwarves are very good at fighting and exploring the underground. They're good at crafting and detecting traps and construction and such. Then there's elves. Elves are good at fighting and using magic. They're from mystic lands and such. They're kind of immune to like great evils like ghoul paralysis. Next is the halfling. Halflings are very small folk. They're very good at fighting and hiding, especially fighting with the bow and arrows. But they're hobbits, right? There's a lot of things they can and cannot do due to their size, right? All right, so um, now you have your choices. You're gonna choose a class. So we're gonna start with Kaden. So Kaden, I recommend
I'm just gonna go with
because
a cleric.
all right,
I
go
feel
and go
like.
for cleric. Good
Well,
choice.
well, what are you recommending? I guess. I mean, as a
That's my
cleric.
only recommendation since that's the
Yeah.
only decent score.
Yeah. The fucking con and wisdom is my only good rolls. They're not even good.
All right,
I
you're gonna
didn't
be
even
a
include
soldier of
con.
God for this one. Devu, right? So Templar. Uh, let's see. Myoja, your scores are high in wisdom, strength, and dexterity. I recommend either cleric, fighter, thief, or halfling to you. Not halfling. You need a higher constitution. So cleric, fighter, or thief is my recommendation.
Hmm. I guess I'll go with fighter.
Fighter? Okay, very well. Let's see. And then next is Sky. You have a high intelligence and wisdom. I recommend magic user or cleric for you.
Uh, cleric, please.
Mhm. All right, and then Velo, for you, you have a high intelligence and high dexterity. I recommend either magic user or thief. But you can pretty much play any class because you have no flaws.
I know, but I think I think I'm gonna go with thief this time around.
Okay, sounds good. That's a good choice. You have a high dex, so recommend it. All right, next is hit points. This is how hard your character can get hit before they're killed. Okay, so the average man in old school D&D only had 2 hit points. If you got hit by a dagger, you would die. That's it. So um, most of you guys will have average hit points like the thief and magic users. Clerics have 1 to 3 or 1 to 6 hit points on average 3. Fighters have 1 to 8 on average 4. So we're gonna roll for it. For the cleric, this is Cadence cleric. We're gonna roll 1d6. All right, 2 hit points, and his adjustment is +0 with a 12 Constitution. So he has 2 of 2 hit
Big
points.
dice.
All right, better than 1. Okay, Myosha, the fighter, gets a 1d8 -2 penalty due to his low Constitution. So 1d8 -2. He's a small man. He has 8 -2. Despite his small size, he has a high hit point. Very tough man. Let's see. So he got 6 of 6.
God's strongest warrior.
Mhm. All right, Sky, you got 1d6, no adjustment. Rolling. Yours is 6. Very lucky. Max hits. Okay. Next is Velo. Rolling a d4 for yours. These have low hit points. Rolling. You got 2. Average.
Okay.
Alright, next is rolling for your money. Okay, so 3 to 6 silver pieces each. You need to invest in equipment, armor, supplies, and weapons. Alright, so Kaden, your character will start with 6 silvers. Okay, and then Myoja, your character will be starting with 9 silvers. We roll 3 to 6 for this, by the way. 10 is average. Sky, yours is 7 silvers. Okay, and Velo, yours is 14 silvers.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing we have to purchase everyone is a set of clothes. Protection from the environment is very important, especially in medieval times, especially in dungeons where there's a lot of disease. Very common way for most adventurers to die. At least a good 1 in 6 of them will die from diseases every kind of adventure, usually, if they're not careful. So, let's see. Clothes. You each have a set of clothes. Alright. Next, some of you need class-based items such as your spell books or holy symbols or thief tools. So for the thief, you'll need your thief tools. They cost 2 silvers. It's like your lockpicks and such. It's considered a key. And for the clerics, you need your holy symbols, your crucifixes, or whatever holy symbol you want. As long as your religion is holy, it has to be one of the holy religions. If it's a pagan religion, you would be a magic user, right? So, if you have to believe in God, Allah, or Yahweh, pretty much, if you're a cleric, right? The holy God. Let's see. If you want to be a witch, right? Believe in whatever else, then you have to be a magic user. Let's see. But Sky, you got the symbol then of God, or your crucifix. And then Kaden, same thing. You got a symbol.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then next, we gotta subtract that from your monies. So Kaden, we're gonna start with you. You start with 6. You lost 3 silvers. You're at 3 left. First, we have to get you a weapon. I recommend a sling for personal protection. It's one of the best weapons in the game, and it only costs 1
Yeah.
silver.
I'll take a sling and a dagger.
Okay. You sure the dagger is kind of expensive. It's gonna be the remaining of your silver.
I thought it was 1 silver.
A knife is 1 silver. A dagger is 2.
Oh, well then,
Mhm.
yeah, just give me a knife.
Okay. So you got a knife and you got a sling. You got 1 extra silver for supplies. The
I'll take a
supplies to
little.
recommend that you get is a sack or some candles
Yeah, I'll get a sec. I'll
or
get a sec.
torches. Okay, you get sack.
Yeah.
Let's see, knife and sling and sack. With the sack, you can carry loot.
Yeah.
All right, so your inventory space is increased.
How
Yoja,
much can I hold?
you can hold up to 20 pounds now because you have a sack. Before that, you can only hold things in your hands or on your belt, and your belt can only hold so much weight before your pants fall off. All right, let's see. Um, so Myoja is next. You got after buying some clothes, you have 8 silver left. You don't have a class-based item because all you need is armor and weapons. So first weapon you gotta get is a missile weapon. The reason why is because it's highly recommended, it's not required, but in the old days you were a monster hunter. And what do hunters use to hunt? Missiles, right? Bow and arrows. The same thing for old school D&D. Missiles are your primary weapon for the most part, especially early game.
Yeah.
Alright, so your options are sling, shortbow, crossbow, and longbow. The prices are respectively 1, 3, 4, and 5 silvers.
How much is how much is fucking uh crossbow?
4 silvers with quarrels included. You get 7 quarrels. Quarrels are the ammunition.
Hmm. What was the cheapest one? Sling?
Sling, yep. You get a bag of stones. It's 1 silver.
Fuck it.
Alright, go for sling.
Yeah.
Okay, good call. You can focus on purchasing other equipment like armor and weapons then. For armor, or no, next you need a melee weapon. The melee weapon I recommend is a spear first and foremost. It's really good information, it has lots of versatility. However, of course, it's any medieval weapon you can imagine. From, axes, to maces, to spears, to clubs, to swords, right? To daggers. Um, which melee
Yeah.
weapon do you want? I'll tell you the price.
What's how does this scimitar flare?
A scimitar will cost 7 silvers. It's really good in normal melee, and it's especially good on horseback too. It's a curved sword.
I would have no armor though.
Yeah,
I
it's really
am
expensive though.
cheap. What about a longsword?
A two-hander? Okay, a long sword is 15 silvers. It's super devastating, but only if you have armor on, right? Otherwise, if you don't have armor on, then you might swing once, get a kill, and then die because you have no defense with that.
Okay.
Little to no defense. You can
What's
still
the
parry and all that, but
what about half sword?
bastard sword, um, same like the two-hander. It's best in
Hmm.
two hands naturally, but it's smaller, so you can use it in closer range.
Yeah, I'm asking more about. Sorry, I'm asking more about price since I
Oh,
don't have
yeah.
that much money.
The half sword is 10 silvers, the sword is 7, the short sword is 5, the dagger is 2, and the knife is 1.
What about a falchion?
Falchion is also 5, a small sword, like a
Hmm.
short sword, but only good for chopping, and it's good like an axe almost, but not as good as an axe.
Yeah. What's like the cheapest armor up, by the way?
The armor you're gonna probably get is a gambeson, like your petted armor, right? It costs
Oh
only
yeah, can
2
you throw a
silvers.
gamison on me?
The heavy
Oh, never
gambeson
mind.
is 4 silvers. There's a helmet for 5 silvers. There's a shield for 3 silvers. A heavy shield for 6. And if you go into metal armors, they're really expensive. The first metal armor is the mail halberd. It costs 15.
So there is no armor that is 2 gold,
There is 2
two
silvers. It's the
silver.
gambeson. It's the cheapest armor. It's body armor.
Yeah. Then
You
I'm
want it?
gonna get the falchion and gamson.
Okay, good call. So you were sitting at, let's see, you're at 7 left. You get the falchion for 5 and the gambeson for 2. So that's all your money.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good to go. Okay, next player is Sky. So you have only 5 silver left. First, we gotta get you a missile weapon. I recommend a sling, but if you want to choose a bow instead, that's fine. What do you think?
I'll pick the sling.
Sling? Okay, 1 silver. And then what melee weapon do you want? I recommend a spear, but it's your choice. Daggers, clubs, maces are available.
Sure, I'll go with your recommendation.
Alright, okay, so sling and spear, total price is 4. You had 5, so you have 1 left. With your last silver, you can get some supplies. This can include a sack, a rope, a tool, bandages, wineskin, up to you. Anything you can imagine, I'll tell you the price. A flask of oil, yeah, anything. Candles, torches.
Maybe a rope.
A rope. Okay, you got a 50-foot coil of rope now wrapped around your character. Okay, good to go. You're ready. You're almost completely ready. Once we're done with equipment, guys, then you just go and pick your name, and then you're pretty much ready to play. Then we'll have to get the other players ready as well. Velo, you have uh, you have a lot of money actually left. You have 11 silver left. First, we have to get you a weapon. Which missile weapon do you want? A sling or a bow?
I was thinking of getting a short bow.
Okay. Short bow and quiver of 10 arrows cost 3 silvers. Is that fine with you?
Yep, that is perfectly fine.
Okay.
So 3. And then I'll pick up a gambeson.
Alright, good call. Some body armor. You want the heavy one or the normal one?
Normal one. I don't think thieves can wear heavy.
In our game, you could, but you can't be as sneaky. Heavy gambeson is still cloth, so you could wear
Good
that.
point.
But metal armor will make noise, right?
Yeah.
So,
3.
you want to go with the heavy gambeson? It has
No,
a better
just
bonus.
the later gambeson.
Just the normal one? Okay. Um, so we got you your bow, your arrows, your gambeson. Total price was 5 from your remaining 11, so you got 6 left. Which?
I'm gonna get a bag.
Okay, there's 3 bags available. There's the sack, bag, and backpack or pack. The prices are 1, 2, and 3, and the sizes are 20 pounds, 20 pounds, 40 pounds, and 60. The more expensive, of course, the more it carries.
I'll do the 40 pound. So
Okay, so the bag, the satchel, yeah, sounds
yeah,
good. All
sounds
right, so then you have 4 silver left. You need a melee weapon. I recommend a spear. You can fight information.
Let me check. Yeah, I'll pick up a spear.
Alright, very good choice. And you have 1 silver left. Would you like a
One.
tool? Like a mattock or a pickaxe or a spade?
Let's see. I'm looking at the preparations right
Mhm.
now for like starting gear and stuff like that.
Yep, you can choose from there if you want.
Nobody else picked up torches, right?
Not yet. We'll need torches to see in the dark.
Yep, I'll pick up a thing of torches then.
Alright.
I'll need
It's
torches
gonna be
to
a
light my
bundle of 10
farts on
torches,
fire.
so you're gonna have to carry them in your arm unless you have a bag. And you bought a bag, so you can wear them.
Yes, sir.
You can put it in your bag.
Alright.
So, perfect. The only thing we're missing after the torches is a tinderbox and to light the torches with. So hopefully someone else can afford it. We'll see. Alright. But she has the torches done. Good. No more silver. Alright. The last step to creating your characters is to choose a name. I'll also go over your skills in a moment. But first is your name. Your name will determine your character's culture and sex. So if you choose like a German male name, you're a German man. So that's it. Choose a name like Adolf or Wolf, right? Yeah. So you have to choose a medieval name though. So, uh, do you guys want some time to think about it, or do you already know?
I'm just gonna let you name me. You can just random
Oh yeah, I'll
generate.
cost a random gen a name for you as well.
I do have a name.
Okay,
Gustavo Faust.
Gustavo. Uh, you just need a first name. So is it just Gustavo?
Oh, yeah, Gustavo.
Okay. So how it does or how it works in our group, our old school D&D group, is basically any character you play is of course one of your characters, right? They all act like you because you played them. Um, so uh, they're all actually under the same household, and that household is based on the player name. So it would be of House Myojo, if that makes sense. So your character would be Gustavos of House Myojo, or the family Myojo. That would be his like last name. Does
Okay.
that make sense? That's why a lot of players go by their first name, because it's easier for them to remember, and it kind of makes them feel more proud of their work. So because their name is on it. So
Yeah.
any character
Th-
I play
then,
is of House Ikin, and yeah, so on.
then I guess I'll use my name. Um, it's a. Sorry, it's because I'm just not accustomed to use my name.
Oh, okay.
It
It's
is
okay if you want to go with
Kutsuke.
Myojo.
It is Kutsuke.
Quitsky.
It's Kuzkutze.
Oh wait, let me spell it. Right. 1 second. Change your nickname. Spell it out again.
Kuz.
K-U-C
No, Kutzke.
K-T-Z-E-K-E.
I can type it out in in
Yeah, yeah.
the VC
Type it out
chat
for
if
me.
there's no issue.
You can post it in party channel if you can. Let me give you the old school role to post in there. You're the young guard now. Alright.
Okay.
You all are young guards.
That's how you write it.
Alright, thank you. Kutsuki. Alright, very good. Nice to meet you, Kutsuki. I'm Ikin.
Pleasure to meet you.
Alright, so any character you play is under House Kutsuki instead. So it would be like Gustavos Kutsuki, right? Or Gustavos of House Kutsuki. Let's see. Alright, so that's how yours is gonna go. Your Gustavos. Okay, then you want the random one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Sky, do you know what you want your name to be? Or do you want the random one?
Um, uh, maybe Shelly?
Shelly? Okay, that should work.
Yep.
Alright, and then Velo, do you know what name you want?
I picked Adelard.
Adelar? Okay. How to spell it?
Adelard.
Okay. Adelard. Alright. Now we're gonna get the name for Caden. Random name. 1 second. Alright. Uh, Caden, your character's name is Valgrid.
How do you spell that?
It's Valgrid. Valgrid.
Oh, Valgrind. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna get the cultural origins of your characters. Let's see. Just gives you an idea of how your character looks, pretty much. Um, Gustavo's name origin. I'm pretty sure it's Southern European, but we'll see. Okay, Scandinavian, never mind. It's Northern European. Okay, so
Oh, me
yours.
thinking it was Spanish or Italian.
It
Damn.
can be Spanish, yeah. There's a Gustavo is means Goth or God in Scandinavian, and Gustavo is also a Spanish form of Gustav. So that's what it
Yeah.
says. Uh, but yeah, they've I guess it's originated from Scandinavia and traveled to Spain. Yeah, let's see. All right, but yeah, it's definitely used in southern. It's used in all of Europe, in different parts. So whether you want to be Scandinavian looking or whether you want to look like a Northern European or Southern European is up to you.
Southern European.
Okay, so you will have like more olive tone skin, pretty much, and darker hair. We'll see, for the most part. Um, the other names, Shelley, for example. Let me see. Shelley name origin is Old English, so you're just an English woman, Western European. Okay, and then let's see, Adelard name origin is Old German. Okay, so you're like Central European. All right, and then Valgrind is gonna be kind of like northeastern European, right? So it's north. So all right, now we know everyone's cultures. Your families are from different parts of the world, but they are now in this village living a life under the terror of dragons, but in the safety behind these human settled walls, right? And behind here, they live for those who are new, a lowly life. But it wasn't until recently your character has been afforded the opportunity of freeman status. You have the right to bear arms, the right to own land, and the right to kind of seek your own fame and fortune, your own glory, make a name for yourself, while the rest of your family are either homeless or serfs, right? They belong to the land. So one day you can bring glory to your family, right? Rags to riches. This is the start of your house. So one of the many serfs of the realm have risen to become a freeman, and now you can have a chance at life as an adventurer. Adventurers are one of the most respectable occupations, no matter if you come from poor or the rich, right? You're all the same once you become adventurers. Soldiers of fortune. You all seek the same thing. Doesn't matter what background you come from at that point. You're all here for the same thing, right? So you're going to be adventuring with various types of characters throughout your game. You're going to be fighting with characters that are from rich backgrounds, and those rich backgrounds didn't start rich. Those players played many years of D&D, and they started, they started poor originally, but then when they make their character rich, their son, of course, will be rich. So that's how you will do it. You have to build a legacy. So your family, when you have children, they will not have to grow up poor. All right. So um, let's see. But this is the start of it, the start of your legacy as
Oh,
adventurers. For those who are new, at least. Let's see. Not Valgrid. Valgrid is you know, part of House Caden. It was not exactly a rich house yet, but is growing in a bit of repute, right? Freeman status and
He
such.
owns
So
a he owns an actual house now.
yeah,
And
owning
speaking of
some
that,
land, owning some home.
can I take Edmund's old spear since now he has a pike and give it to homeboy over here? Can I give it to
Sure,
Valgrind?
we can make the adjustment.
Be a,
Let's see,
be a real
Edmund.
man and use his rib cage as the head of the
He's
spear.
still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah,
All right.
disembowel
So
him.
you
He's
pass your
not gonna
spear
need it
off.
after you take it.
So at some point, last week, the idea is like, Edmund comes home from adventuring with a wolf pike, and young Valgrid over here tells Edmund he's gonna seek adventure too. Edmund, of course, gives him the spear that he had used for many adventures, right? For about the one or two adventures.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's see. Okay, use it
I
well
do
then.
have a little question though. I'm more accustomed to like 5e AC, how it works and stuff. How does exactly old school AC works?
It is armor class. We use Dako to its armor class 0. So lower armor class is better. Your starting armor class is 9, and armor subtracts from your armor class. So it has a
Hmm,
negative penalty or
got it.
negative bonus. So higher is bad, lower is good, pretty much.
Got it.
hmm Right. So the heavier armor you wear, the more armor you wear, the better your armor class naturally. Let's see. Okay. So Valgrid, you got a spear now from your relative, maybe your uncle, right? Let's see. Uncle
Right.
Edmund. All right.
Spear, knife, sling, and a bag of rocks.
All right. Let's see. So now the new characters are ready for the adventure. We have to get the old characters ready now. So that's how the tradition is. Next time you guys will come back, if you do come back to play, you will be like the guys who have been waiting patiently, like Ryan, Angel, and Kaden. Kaden, you remember when you were just like them, right? So you were new,
Yeah.
and the old ones had to wait. So
It was
Zenko as
just
well.
yesterday.
That was just yesterday. But now you're kind of a seasoned member, right? You survived, and
Hell yeah,
you have
brother.
some experience. Okay,
I went down to a level 2 dungeon.
that's rare. Yeah, not anyone can get to level 2. So, all right. Let's get them ready. Let's see. We're gonna start with Angel as Abraham. So let's check your last adventure. It took place in. Let me check my notes. Let's see.
If I remember right, my last adventure was in the salt mines.
Salt mine. Do you know the date?
Ah,
I always say the date at the start of an adventure, but if you don't, oh, I found it. In the middle of February of year 13, Abraham was with a large crew of adventurers. They made a large profit, but Abraham did not make a profit because it looks like they pulled you out of there alive, but you did not earn your share or something. You did get out of there alive, but there was no treasure split between you. So I'm not sure if you dropped out of the game or something happened, or you just like had a.
no, I remember I fell asleep.
Oh yeah. So your character broke morale, so he was shivering in fear, and the men, at least they were caring enough to, carry you out of there, but they didn't give you some treasure.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the time when you leave a game mid game, your character breaks down like that. The characters have morale. The only time that their morale breaks is when your morale breaks as a player, as if you
Okay.
stop playing. Yeah. So Abraham
How
got
many
too scared.
silvers do I have?
Let me check. Let's see. Abraham. Oh, I found you. All right. It says Abraham has 2 silver pieces. Do you want to buy anything? I
Yeah,
recommend you
me.
get a tinderbox because we don't have a tinderbox yet, I think.
Yeah, I'll take a tinderbox.
Okay. You have a torch hanging on your belt. Do you want to buy a sack
Okay.
to carry it better?
Yeah.
Okay. You can buy a sack. You can hang the sack from your belt, or you can throw it over your shoulder and just carry it by hand. Drop it at any point, right? So you can just fight without the extra weight. Let's see. So you got a torch then, and then you got a sack, and you got a tinderbox. You're at 0 silvers.
All right.
Okay. All right. You're ready. Okay. Next is Ryan. Ryan's joining in as Willie, the acolyte. It's been a
I'm a
while since
cleric.
you. Oh, yeah. Acolyte. Acolyte is the title of a first level cleric. a disciple of God. Right. So Willie, let's see, find your sheet. Willie Wacker, right? Let's see, found it. All right. Let me double check if you made a profit from your last adventure. Do you know when your last adventure took place?
We were
How
in a
long?
cave. Girl got eaten as soon as she made her character,
Damn.
and the party was upset because I wanted to take a sec of money that I got myself, and I went to go door to door selling my body for sex for money
Mm.
because I am handsome. And for those who say, "Oh, it's against religion," I'm busting nuts for Jesus, so
Perhaps.
it's all good.
All right. I found when your last adventure took place. It was quite a while ago, in mid-October, year 12, last year. About that, a few months ago now in the game world. Your profits were 15 silvers, which were already added. I think that was their most recent adventure, but I'm gonna double check if there's a more recent one. So
Been 50 if it weren't for you meddling kids.
yeah, I don't see Willie's name pop up anywhere else so far. All right, yeah, that's it. So he had one adventure a while ago. It was like months ago now, because the current time of year is actually this is it says the current time of year is uh late April, and the last time he adventured was last year of October. So it's been like 5 months almost, 6 months since he last adventured. All right,
I got really into profiting off of sex.
very well. Perhaps that was the case. Um, all right, but anyway, to get Willie ready, he has 16 silvers. Then, do you need to spend any of it?
So in the 6 months I got 1 silver.
Perhaps. It says you got 16. Let's see. Do you want to buy some armor?
Uh, uh, no.
Okay. Do you want to spend any money or you want to save it for level up?
Same because if I, until I level up.
Alright, you'll need 150 silver to level up, so you're just gonna save up. Let's see. Alright, so now that you're ready, next player to get ready is Zanko, is Beatrice. So, let me find Beatrice. Alright, found you. It says 19 silver at the moment. I'm gonna double check though, make sure you got paid. I mean, unless that's accurate for you. Do you think you have 19 silvers as well?
Um,
Uncertain? It's okay.
9 silver.
I can check.
I will use the 9 silver to get, if I can, to get someone to translate the book that is the slip that I got from the last session.
Can't I do that for him? Can I take that silver and do that for him since I have read spell?
One moment. Let's see, Beatrice. I found you. Your last adventure took place in the same adventure as him. You were with Willie if you remember. It was mid-October of year 12. So last time you adventured, and I already added your profits. So, sorry, your question was to identify a spell. Let's see.
Can I do
Yeah.
that for him since I have it?
You want to read it for him? Teach him how to
Yeah.
read it. Okay.
Yeah. And I get how much silver? Was it the normal rate for it?
Well, to translate it, it doesn't cost money for you to read it, but you want to charge him so you can read the book to him, and he can
I'll
read
charge
it.
him half price because I need silver bad. I have no money, so
All right.
I'll charge him like
So
half price for
Zenko,
it.
if you want to pay someone in town to read it for you, it would probably cost a fee of like 5 silvers. But or you can pay
Yeah,
your
yeah,
friend.
I have 5 silver. I have 5 silver.
Yeah, I'll take 2 silver from him then.
So you want to pay you wanted to pay
Yeah,
is
yeah,
who is it?
yeah.
Kaden, you can't play as your
I'll have
magic
my
user
uncle do
anymore.
it.
Yeah, you
I can't have my uncle do it.
no you can't because he's an NPC
Fuck.
now. Yeah, he has his own
Yeah, yeah.
decisions.
Go have him. Go have him. Ask him. Go roll to initiate it. See if he'll do it.
We don't know where he is in the village, right? Unless we take the time to go find him.
Fuck.
So
Okay. All right.
so we
Fine.
just
Never
gotta
Does
go
mind.
it
to
take
the
time to
village
find them?
translator, right? In the market who can read it for him. It's gonna cost 5. We're gonna keep it simple.
Okay, I'm going to fight the 5 to get the spell translated.
Alright. They translate it for you, they read it to you so you can read it now, identify it. And now you can read it and use it. So you have a second spellbook, it has the spell sleep in it. You can now
Okay,
memorize it if you want. Let's see.
okay. And that will be all.
Okay, so good. You have from 19 you went down to 14. Now you're ready for the adventure. Alright, you were the last one to get ready. So now every player is ready to play. So that was prep time. Thank you guys for your patience. We've been preparing for about 40 minutes. Not too bad. Um, Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it goes quicker. Depends on the group. But thank you all for your patience. Take a small 5-minute break, please, and come back and we'll start playing the adventure.
Hey.
I don't
Hello. All right. It's been roughly 5 minutes now, so we're gonna get started.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. So thank you everyone for your patience for preparing the game with us. We're now gonna start gameplay or playing the game. So for those who are new, I'll be introducing you to the world of Dungeons and Dragons that we're gonna be telling stories in. Imagine yourself in the world of or in the realm of Bretonia, a southern kingdom or country in the southlands of the realm. You're in the Kingdom of Bretonia, and within this realm, you're in the southern frontier, at a village called Gavelon. This is your hometown. You grew up here. This village is a village in the open grasslands, the forest and such, but mostly it's a kind of a flatter landscape out here. It's good for farming, and it's good for settling and surviving in this world of terror, right? Uh, you've lived your whole life uh, as young, fortunate, somewhat more fortunate souls, right? You were able to be afforded a career before this adventure that was somewhat respectable for those who were fighters. You're back from your first military campaign. Probably you were a levy or something like that, right? Caravan guard. But you're back from your first campaign. It might have occurred over the course of a couple of years or a few years. And now you're back doing what you do best, which is fighting, but as an adventurer, as your own kind of employer, right? A soldier of fortune, you'll seek out your fortune yourself, right? In your own at your own risk. Um, those who are, of course, clerics, and before this you were acolytes. You were just like, um, you know, monks or priests at the temple, right? You're just monks pretty much, worshiping God and practicing His teachings, right? His prayer and such. And you were, of course, one of the few that were uh, faithful enough to be blessed with God's faith and power in this world. God does exist, and He does answer your prayers. There is indeed holy magic, white magic that you can earn if you prove faithful enough. If you get to level 2, you get to use divine magic. Pray to God and ask Him for help, and He will help if you are faithful. Next is the magic users. If you were a magic user, most likely before this, you were some kind of scholar, right? Or maybe a pagan, a witch. You have been living your life as a gypsy. You have earned a living in that manner, right? Whether telling fortunes or all kinds of strange supernatural ways you have lived your life, right? Now you do what you do best, is continue your studies and continue to use your powers to help fortune seekers hunt down monsters and deal with the supernatural, right? Demons from hell and such, which they often will encounter and fight. So next is the thief. Thief is before this you were probably a merchant, a tradesman, um, or you were probably one of the hunters or scouts to the village, right? You have developed a lot of skills as one of the village scouts or hunters, right? Just like to hunt and gather food beyond the wall. Imagine this is a dangerous world. Going beyond the wall is very dangerous, so they had to send scouting party or large groups of hunters to bring home game, right? Because there's not just animals out there. There's not just wolves and bears. There's actual demons and monsters in this world, right? So the humans are not at the top of the food chain in a world of Dungeons and Dragons. The dragons are, and monsters are. So they had to learn to live with that. The hunters are often the hunted. So in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, in this case, you're trying to be the hunter the whole time. You're trying to hunt monsters down. You're adventurous. So that's the idea. Your background, your backstories, and such. Right? If you're interested in that, the idea of what brought your character to become adventurous. You're all seeking the same thing: fortune. In this village, you know of various places beyond the walls to the southlands where you might seek your fortune. Within the wilderness to the south, there's a place to the southwest called the Salt Coast Mine, a long abandoned mine that was abandoned by the miners when they dug too deep and discovered strange cave monsters and haunted creatures in the deep dark caverns of their mine shafts. Right, walking around these long-limbed demons, right, patrolling and digging their way up into their mine. So its long abandoned adventures have been campaigning against it over the past year and have been pretty profitable and successful. They've almost actually cleared out a good chunk of the first level and maybe even second level. They have started to explore level 2, you heard. Some of the members here are actually survivors of that campaign. They have actually been there before, so or at least their houses have, so they could maybe share some insight on what they might suggest there or do.
Yeah,
Let's see.
don't die.
Yeah,
and
that's
giving
technically.
your money
My
is is
uncle
the
passed down a
suggestions.
map. I want to post it in the party chat. There we go.
Okay,
Alright,
and
fuck.
then
Yeah, there we go.
all right.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
the don't die, or do die, but make sure to leave all, sign this paper, leaving all of your stuff to me.
Hmm. All right. So another place you've heard of is Castle Devoto, an old human stronghold that was abandoned after it was invaded by demons from hell, right? From demi-humans, like monsters men, right? Next, there's the ancient tomb, the sunken tomb to the southeast, uh, very haunted. It's in the middle of a haunted lake on an island, heavily forested. If you want to go there and seek your fortune, that's another place, but you can expect to encounter a lot of evil spirits and undead, right? Um, so there's a lot of places you can go. For adventure, you don't have to choose one of these popular locations that are very profitable if you don't want to, right? You can choose to roam the land freely. You can choose to do contract work, work as mercenaries, work as watchmen, work as soldiers, get paid as farmers. Up to you. It's your adventure. But tonight at the tavern, you'll decide your adventure goal as a party. So the idea is your crew came together and have to figure out what their objective is, what they're gonna do to get rich this week. So, anyone want to make a suggestion? Otherwise, we're gonna vote.
Mm,
Uh, the
I
go-to
mean,
economy.
we have four new people, or three new people. So I say we go somewhere easy, and maybe we just do Wildlands and see what we encounter out there. So that way we have a chance of running away if it is like really bad.
I still always recommend we go into the goat economy.
Yeah. Okay. So I say we go probably Wildlands and just explore a little bit, see what goes on.
Anyone else want to make a suggestion?
Nope.
no.
All right.
I'm content.
All right. So we're gonna go to explore the wilderness then, or basically go
Yeah.
to the salt mine, salt coast mine.
We
So we'll
let's
take
go
a
to the
vote.
salt mine.
So starting with Abraham, what's your vote? What do you think?
Uh, I'm down. I'm down to go into the salt mines.
All right. We got one vote on the salt mine so far. Valgrid, what's your vote?
Salt mines.
Okay. And then let me change your name. Let's see. Kuski
I
is gonna
already
play
changed
as.
it.
No, you're good. Yeah, but Kuski didn't yet.
Oh,
Anything
Kuski,
you guys
you gotta change
choose,
your name to.
honestly.
What was it?
Anything you guys want to. Honestly, I don't really have any idea.
No
Just like
preferences. Okay.
no preferences. Yeah.
Choosing the adventure is I know you're new, but it's an important part to the game. It basically decides where the story uh, leads, right? What monster you're gonna fight, what kind of treasure you're gonna find.
Yeah.
So let's see. Kuski is doesn't mind any of them because he doesn't really have any past experience yet. Let's see. I suppose, but he's gonna join us as Gustavo, right? That's your name. Let's see.
Yep.
Gustavo, and what's his class again? You're a fighter.
Fighter.
Gustavo F1 fighter. Alright. And then Willie, the acolyte of House Ryan, what's your vote?
The goat economy, as always.
The goat economy?
Yes,
What's that?
we invest our funds into making maximum profit using goats.
Okay, so you want to go to the markets and buy some goats. Okay, that's one idea. Um, alright, Sky, you're joining us as. Let's see. It says Shelly, right? You're Shelly, the acolyte.
Yep.
Alright, what's your vote?
Um, I don't know honestly.
What would you like to do for the adventure? Like, how would you like to get rich or famous? With a crew of other soldiers of fortune.
Um, mines.
The mine? Okay.
I'll just go to the mines. Yeah.
Alright, good call. Let's see. And then Velo, you join us as Adelfred, or sorry, Adelard. Alright, how would he like to vote for this one?
I think for kind of more
At the large.
like
Sorry about that.
I don't want to be like make a tie or anything, but I would say like the wild area would
Explore
probably be good.
Woodlands. Woodlands.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
All right. And then Beatrice, what do you think?
I actually have no opinion. I'm
All right.
just going to roll with it, with whatever it comes.
So the majority are voting on the Salt Coast Mine. Does anyone object? Since the majority are voting, that's most
Nope.
likely going to be the decision. Any objections? Want to make an argument about it? A fuss? No? Okay. Very
Still,
well.
the gold economy is always
So
an option.
you'll keep that option in the air in case we want to come back and do it. But for now, the majority vote on the Salt Coast Mine, so the campaign will continue towards Salt Coast Mine. The idea is this was decided last night at the tavern over dinner. In the morning, you have your breakfast. And for those who are new, it is your first time setting out, so your families are proud of you. They wish you good luck. Adventuring is a very respectable trade in this world. In modern society or medieval times, being a mercenary wasn't exactly super respectable, right? But in back then, in this world, being a monster hunter, right, very respectable trade. So it's very dangerous. Very few ever come home. So they wish you luck. You're not just doing yourself a benefit, you're bringing glory to your town, right? You're going out to hunt down the monsters that terrorize this town, that make it hard to live in this world, right? They often come out at night to just feast upon any persons that don't make it into the walls in time, or if no one's outside, they will try to get inside the walls and eat people and leave the next day, so or in the morning. So a lot of evil spirits, a lot of demons, vampires in this world. Very dangerous times. Not everyone is safe, even with the watch. Watch can only be the watch can only be in so many places at once, right? The town guard. So, but often you'll hear people wake up in the morning, especially on peaceful days when things are going well. A parent will say that her baby's crib was just full of blood, right, or something, and always bad times. So, because monsters get closer and closer every year, trying to get inside the walls. Let's see. In the morning, though, they usually disappear and go back to their caves. The walls open for you, or the doors of the walls open for you, and your crew marches out into the Borderlands. The guards wave you goodbye and good luck, right? The gate closes, right, and you're outside in the wilderness. It's a very dangerous area, right? The travel begins to the southwest. The usual course of travel to get to the South Coast Mine is to take the road. The old road that used to lead you to the South Coast Mine, when the mine used to belong to the town until it was invaded by monsters. So, shall we use the road to get there, or do you guys want to use a different course of travel?
We'll use the road.
Let's
Alright,
use the road.
very well.
Yeah.
Use the road is the fastest and usually the safest way to get there. If you go through the wilderness, you know, getting to your destination is not certain, right? So, you can get lost out there. Alright, use the road. The road is old, but it works. And as you travel, your destination is roughly 2 leagues out, roughly 6 miles or half a day's travel on foot. A little less since you're on road. And there's a 1 in 6 chance during your march that something terrible will occur, which is called a wandering monster check. I'll have to check. So we're gonna roll a d6, and if it's a 1, there's a wandering monster in the area, or today. So your men march hard and long until they get to the South Coast Mine. They make their way through tall grasslands in the middle of spring. It's currently the current time of year is let me see. My book is falling apart. Let's see. All right, the current time of year is the start of May. So it's a May day. It's like maybe May 5th of year 13. Your men are marching through the spring, the hot spring weather, and the Southlands. Summer comes early, so it gets really hot pretty quick. In the Northlands or Midlands, um, springtime is pretty normal, but springtime it feels like summer in the Southlands, and the summertime feels extremely hot in the Southlands usually. So you're in the Southlands and you're marching, and it already feels like summer. That you feel the sun on your back, it's burning. Um, the bugs are in the air. You hear the insects buzzing, the cicadas, right, chirping and all that, singing in the air. You march through tall grasses for many miles, for 3 miles, and then into coastal hills rocky coastal hills for another 3 miles, and then you arrive at what appears to be the end of the road. It leads you to an excavated site within the hills, and in that excavation, you see a large abandoned camp full of refuse and debris. And beyond that camp is an entrance into the mine, a narrow entry to the mine. So, the camp doesn't seem to have much of use. If you want to spend time searching it, you can, or exploring it, you can. Otherwise, you can ready up and enter the dungeon right away. That's where you seek your fortune, right? The dungeon, the mine. So, do anyone or does anyone object and want to explore the camp instead of the mine?
No, let's just go in.
Okay, so
Yep, let's just go in.
all right. In that case, we're making our way inside the mine, and we're gonna prepare the characters. We're gonna get weapons drawn. We're gonna get torches lit. We're gonna get anything else ready. Your spells memorized. So we're gonna start with Mr. Abraham, the apprentice of House Angel. Abraham, the apprentice. What would you like to equip in your hands?
Uh, I'll pull out my crossbow.
All right, good call.
Oh wait, don't we need a formation?
Yep, we're getting one right now. So
Oh,
everyone will get to pick where they want to stand, pretty much. We'll take turns. So Abraham, what position do you want? There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. So there's gonna be probably 4 ranks, right? First rank is the
I'll take
front, fourth is the
I'll
rear.
take the fourth rank.
Okay, fourth rank, your rear guard with your crossbow. Alright, good call. Alright. Next is Valgrid, the acolyte of House Caden.
I'll take second. If somebody else wants it, I'll go to third. But for now, I'll take second.
Okay. It's nice that you're open to changes and suggestions. What would you like to
Go
equip
to-
in your hands?
My spear.
Good. Alright. Next is Gustavo, the veteran of House Gutski. What do you want to equip in your hands?
My falchion.
Alright, good call. And then, do you have a sling too?
I do have a sling. Can I
Yes.
equip that as well?
Sling is one-handed. It's like a pistol.
Okay,
Alright. So you can do a sling and your falchion
my falchion.
together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is the most like available front? What are the first like 3 positions looking like?
The front rank is empty still. Second rank has one person. Fourth rear guard or fourth rank has one person. Third rank is empty. I recommend since you're a fighter, you're gonna be closer to the front.
Yeah, I was gonna choose a front.
Okay. So your first rank. You're leading the way.
Also, we can stack multiple people in each
Yep.
slot.
Yeah.
So,
About 2 is comfortable. Let's see. Alright. Willie, the acolyte of House Ryan. What would you like to equip in your hands?
Fucking short bow, and can I do a shield, or is it just two-handed thing?
Sorry, 1 second. I spelled someone's name wrong. Sorry, what was your question? Short bow. Short bow is one-handed if you're just carrying it. Two-handed if you're gonna shoot it.
So no shield, no hammer.
Yeah. So you just want to do the bow?
Yeah.
All right. You say it's a short bow.
Yes.
Okay. And then what's your position?
Third.
All right. Good call. Thank you. All right. Next is Shelly, the acolyte of House Sky. What do you want to equip in your hands?
Maybe the slingshot.
What was it?
The slingshot.
The sling? Okay. Good call. And then what's your position? You want to be front, second rank, third rank, or fourth rank?
I'd go
Uh,
third.
yeah, let's go with third.
Third? Okay. Alright. You're right in front of the rear. And then Adelard, the apprentice of House Velo. Where would you like to stand? Or what would you like to equip?
So I'll probably, since I'm on the squishier side, I'll probably use my short bow. However, I do want to give someone a torch because we
Mhm.
do need light. But since I can't wield it because a short bow is two-handed,
Mhm. You can
Uh,
still wield a torch and a shovel together. It's just you have to drop the torch when you want to fire. If that makes sense.
I could drop my sling for the torch.
Yeah,
You
that
can put it
works.
away.
Yeah.
Valgrid, you're holding a spear. You can do a spear and torch since you're in second rank. Or
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take
Gustavo,
that then.
if you carry the torch, you'll be able to see 10 feet ahead. If since you're in the front,
Yeah.
so you could
Yeah. I
put
think
Um,
like
I think
you
it's
could do a
a little
torch and
better.
falchion if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could I put my sling on like my belt
Yep. You hang it
and
from your
tie it?
belt, so it's easy to
Yeah.
grab. hmm
Then I'll do that, and I'll have my the torch on the left hand, off hand.
Okay. Torch in the offhand. Yep. And falchion in the main hand. Okay.
All right.
Adelard, do you want to light two torches in case the first one goes out?
Yeah, we can do two torches.
Two torches. All right. Do you want to hold a second one, or do you want to pass it to
Yeah.
Shelly? Shelly only has a his weapon only requires one hand.
Yep, I'll pass it over to Shelly then.
Okay. Is that fine with you, Shelly? You can do a torch and sling.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Then Adelard, you just got your bow in the hands, and you want to be in fourth rank or in second rank or in first rank?
Hmm. I think I'll take fourth rank, if
Okay.
you don't
So you
mind.
took out the rear guard. Okay. And then Beatrice, the medium of House Zenko.
I will
Uh,
be last,
mhm.
I think.
Fourth rank is full, so if you want to create a fifth rank, you could. Otherwise, you have to join second or first.
Okay, I'll go second, and I will have the book with the sleep and bandages.
You want to equip the bandages?
Yes, and the book with the sleep spell.
Okay. You don't have to equip it to use it. You already have the spell memorized in your head.
Okay, okay,
Okay. So you got sleep memorized. Uh,
okay.
okay. And your medium, M1. You got
Okay, in
bandages.
that case, I will have the shield too.
Okay, bandages and shield. Alright, sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, good to go. Alright, she's ready. So we got everyone's ready for the adventure now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members. Alright. The
Yep.
entrance to the mine is a narrow cavern entry. It looks like it was barricaded by wood at some point, but the wood has been hacked apart and now it's on the floor. Through the entrance is a cavernous tunnel sloping down into a cavern. It's about 10 feet wide and 8 to 10 feet tall and about 10 feet long. Do you wish to descend?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
And
Yes.
also, the torch person, that was Shelly, right? You minus two, or no, that was Adelard. Minus two torches. Let's see,
Yep,
from your
I
sheet.
already marked them off.
Good to go. Okay. Okay, so you guys exploring now. And as
Mhm.
you move in, you're exploring. This assumes careful observation, right? Careful movement, so you're moving quiet and stealthily. And careful mapping, so you're like studying and taking notes as you're going, right? So you don't have to tell me that you're doing it, you're already doing it when you choose to explore. Unless you're in combat, then you don't do that. But right now you're kind of all watching the walls and the floor, right? Exploring carefully. And because of the careful movement, you only can explore at the rate of a exploration rate. So depending on the slowest member of your crew. And the slowest member of your crew is probably medium footman, means that they're half speed. So you can only explore up to 60 times 3 if you draw your own maps. In this case, you are. So 180 feet per turn. So in 10 minutes, you can explore up to 180 feet of the dungeon. Alright, it is turn 0. Again, it's currently early May, so it's a spring day, but it feels like summer outside. And then it's year 13, and it's currently turn 0. And turn 0 is the start. It's been 0 to 10 minutes since you started exploring the dungeon. So, alright.
Uh,
As you enter the
what's to
cavern,
the
oh,
southeast?
you want
Is
to
that?
to the
Wait, no, that's not.
southeast? I'll tell you. So, when you're exploring into the cavern, the first thing you see is the cavern continues toward the southwest. Basically, this means you can go west along the north wall, southwest into the cavern, or south along the east wall of the cavern. To the southeast of you, as you asked, is just a wall, right? So you're in a
Okay.
cavern, and you can see stalactites on the ceiling. You can see stalagmites on the floor. Um, you can see, there's like moss growing. There's water in here as well, like puddles of water here and there. This place is wet and moist. Alright, how do you want to continue?
Okay, so if I'm reading the map right, I think we need to go. Uh, is the southwest entrance, is that the wet one? Or what is in the southwest entrance?
You look to the southwest, the cavern continues southwest. Do you want to go this way?
And well, isn't there also a northwest entrance? There's two, right?
You look to the northwest, you see a wall there.
Oh fuck! Oh, I'm so confused on how to read this map. Then I think we start at the bottom, maybe. Okay. Um.
To the north of you is daylight, it's the entry tunnel.
So there's not two hallways we can go down right now. There's only one.
You're in a cavern right now. You have to explore in a certain direction to see more. You only see 10 feet ahead.
Is
Oh fuck. Okay.
is there
Alright.
what can I see on the eastern side? Anything on the eastern side?
You can see a wall to the east.
Just the wall?
So you got your
Okay.
party standing in the northeastern corner of a cavern. It continues
Can we
toward the southwest. So like
can
I
we
said,
walk?
if you want to explore further, you have to go west, southwest, or south.
I say let's go west.
Yeah, we'll go west.
Alright. Party exploring toward the west now. You're approaching the western wall. After about 10 feet of movement, you have discovered that the western wall from the eastern wall is 20 feet apart. You also find in this northwestern corner on the western wall is an exit from this cavern. Through this exit is a cavernous tunnel continuing westward. That tunnel is full of human remains. You see
Okay, we
bones,
want to go
rib
down that.
cages,
We
and
want to.
femurs.
Yeah, we
You
want
want
to
to go
walk
this
down
way?
the human remains, if
Alright.
I remember correctly.
You're exploring through a tunnel full of human bones. The bones are beneath your feet as you explore, crunching, making cracking sounds. They're old, wet, brittle bones covered in various kinds of debris and filth. There's a lot of gnats in the air, and it smells bad. It smells like hot garbage in this area, like rot, decomposition. There's a lot of mosquitoes, there's a lot of webs, and there's a lot of gnats flying around, biting your neck, biting anything they can touch as you walk through this tunnel. The tunnel only continues for 10 feet. You march, you carefully advance, right? And you approach an intersection, a 10-foot square intersection, south of which you see a tunnel continuing to the south, of course. It's wet though. You see the walls are glistening with water. The floor is wet and soaked with glistening water, and it's dripping from the ceiling too. So slightly wetter tunnel than you're currently in. West of the intersection, you can see there's another intersection. In the intersection itself, you can see there's a lot of moss and growth on the floor and strange fungus growing around these old rotten carapaces that look like the carapaces of some large alien creature, right? It's around 5 feet long. There's two of them.
We want to go down the wet hallway or the wet tunnel.
I want
The
to go
one to the
down the
south.
west tunnel.
The intersection west of here, of the first intersection, it seems to be full of a lot of webs.
The
Oh
use
shit,
the
dude,
use your
the map in party chat. I don't know how to read it. Okay.
You
use
might
your
have to make your
torches
own
to.
map.
If we
Let's see.
go down the webs, use your torches to burn the webs. And it scares off the spiders.
Alright, so from this
I don't remember what
first
it says.
intersection, do you want to continue west into another intersection or south through the wet tunnel?
I think we go to the wet tunnel.
Alright. At any point, anyone can make suggestions. He's just leading you through it because he kind of understands this place a little better. The party's moving through the wet tunnel is toward the south. You're approaching another 10-foot intersection. The wet tunnel only went south for 10 feet and led you to a 10-foot square intersection, east of which you can see that there's a stream of water flowing from the east, dividing a large garden of mushrooms. The mushrooms are white with black dots over the place, like black spores settled or nestled beneath and on top of the mushrooms. And to the far west of the intersection, you can see the cavernous tunnel continues and smells of animal feces like a zoo. So you can go east or west from the intersection.
This doesn't
Yeah,
sound
let's not
familiar
go for
from
the
my
mushrooms.
uncle's story. Yeah, this doesn't sound familiar from his story. Oh no. Um, can we
You
throw a
said the
torch?
Sure. Where do you want
you
to throw
said the
it?
you said the east was the one that was filled with all the mushrooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
West is empty, but it smells like animal shit.
Can we throw a torch towards the animal shit? Like one of us has to pick
Yeah.
that up. Yeah, let's throw a torch over there. Whoever has one.
You want to throw the one in the front, or do you want to light a third torch and throw it? Throw the old
Let us throw
torch.
a torch.
Okay. So if it's right, Adelard, they're asking you to pass a torch to either Shelly or Gustavo, so they can throw it.
What's in it for me?
My
Not
love.
death. So what? We see what's in front
Uh,
of us. We can pick the torch back up.
I'll give you a high five.
You
I
can
won't
also
Yeah,
throw
throw
high
one of
sh-
your
five
I
current
won't
works.
throw
torches too if
shit
you
at your
want.
head when you're not
Right.
looking.
A high five works.
All right.
Alright.
So you guys high five each other and make some noise. You want us to do a
Uh,
soft high five or a real high five?
very
Soft high
soft.
five.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I'll do a soft high five.
I don't
all
want to
right.
break his arm.
You light the torch. You don't break his arm, and he'll throw the old torch then. So Gustavo or Shelly, whose torch are we gonna throw? Gustavo's or Shelly's?
I
It
say
should be mine.
Shelly.
Shelly's. Okay. So you guys give Shelly the fresh torch, the one that's just lit. This is currently turn one, so you've been in the dungeon for about 10 to 20 minutes now. You pass the fresh one to Shelly. You give the old one to whoever wants to throw it. Who wanted to throw it?
I'll throw it.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, I'll throw it.
Okay, so you throw the torch ahead. You throw it to the west tunnel, right? How far do you want to throw it? You can throw up to 30 feet effectively.
Are we in the shit room right now?
No, you're in the intersection, looking toward
Okay,
it.
I would like to throw it to the far northwest corner, I think, because we came in from the.
So right now you're at an intersection. West of which is a tunnel that smells like shit. North of which is the wet tunnel, and east of which is the mushroom tunnel.
Okay, I'd like to throw it towards the shit tunnel.
Okay, so how far do you want to throw it? You can throw up to 30 feet max.
Uh, 20. I want to throw it to 20 feet.
Alright, you throw it 20 feet as hard as you could, right, to 20 feet. Um, and basically it goes through the tunnel that smells like shit. The tunnel turns out to be about 10 feet long, and it leads into a cavern that continues toward the northwest. That torch that you threw is thrown into that cavern and lands about halfway. Uh, you know it's halfway because once it hits the ground, it lands on a pile of shit, and on that pile of shit from there, um, you can see the far west wall. Of course, you're coming from the east, so you know where the east wall is. So you can tell that this cavern, further up ahead, past the tunnel, is roughly 20 feet wide, east to west. Right.
And we saw no monsters.
The shit.
As soon as the
Like,
torch landed
must
on the
have
pile of
like
shit,
methane.
the pile of shit started to burn a little bit. It started to set on fire, right? And you hear a bunch of scampering feet and large, hairy creatures that are about the size of dogs and cats, 3 feet long each. They're all wet and soaked and smelly looking and covered in shit. They're crawling out of the holes in the pile of shit, and it looks to be giant rats. They are crawling out of the shit pile and fleeing the shit pile because the shit pile's at least the top of it is on fire. That's it. Or there's a burning torch on the very top. The ship pile is
Bar, they
pretty
just
wet though, so it doesn't really catch fire easily. Just the very top is kind of burning.
Bar, are they coming towards us, or are they just
They spread
running
out.
away?
They don't come
Okay.
toward any fires. They actually you see them scamper out. They like come and they like spin in circles, afraid for their life, and eventually they would run north and further west. They would not go east because you're to the east, carrying more torches. They seem afraid of the
Okay,
fire.
so I think we need to head west to
Yeah,
the
let's go
shit
west.
room. Yeah, I think we need to go west to the shit room.
Alright, so you explore west into the shit room.
Or we
And
can use
now
the
that you're in
fire
the
to scare
cavern,
them
the
away
cavern
and
continues toward the
go through the shit room.
northwest. There's a pile of shit in the middle of the south wall. The cavern is
Yeah,
20
we want
feet
to go to
wide
this.
east to west so far.
And
We
what's
want to
up
go
with all
to the
this shit?
northwest entry.
Alright, you're exploring toward the northwest. You go around the pile of shit, and you want to continue northwest after you passed it, or you want to start going southwest?
We want to go south. We want to go southwest.
Okay. So as you're turning and you're basically just going around the shit pile, you can see in the middle of the western wall there's a strange statue of a demon head
We
or
pass it.
an oh
We want
you
to
passed
pass
it.
it.
Okay, you skip it. And you go toward an exit to the southwest. It's a tunnel that continues westward. It's pretty empty. It's just a cavernous tunnel. You want to go through
Yeah,
here?
we want to go down. We want to go through the west. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, at this point, it's turn 2 now. You've been in the dungeon for roughly 20 to 30 minutes exploring. As you're making your way into what appears to be a 10-foot square intersection, you see from here there's a corner to the north that turns west, and there's a corner to the south that turns west. Let's see. Also, I gotta make a wandering monster check. Rolling. Alright. Surprise check. Rolling. Alright. Distance. Rolling. Okay. Alright. Both sides are surprised, which means you didn't notice this thing until it was very close. Um,
Fuck.
you did you you're like walking in here. You would usually think that you would see or hear something like this before you got here, but as you're like looking carefully, you suddenly see that there's something else in here with you. To the north and south of the intersection exactly, just around the corner on either side, are creatures that are just as surprised to see you. They weren't expecting the sudden bright light to shine into the intersection. They kind of have to cover their eyes, right, at the bright light. Let me roll to see what they are. Number 5. Alright.
Oh fuck.
We have encountered a monster, a demon, right? Let's see.
Oh,
Do you know how
Alright.
many
boy.
there are?
There appears to be there appears to be 3 of them to the north and 2 of them to the south. So,
Okay,
they
and
appear
are
to
they
be these
larger than
small,
us?
impish grunts of men. They're very grotesque and ugly looking men. They got long noses, pointy ears, and some of them are bald, some of them have long hair that covers their face. Their skin color is earthy, pale, and grimy. Uh, they're just hunched over. They're pretty short, roughly 5 feet tall, very skinny, and they're wearing furs. And in their hands, they have like in their hands you see that they're actually carrying weapons. They're holding like a one of them, some of them have short swords, some of them have short bows.
And you said they're covering their eyes, right? So they're blind right now?
They're like covering their face because of the bright light. Yeah, they're not certain.
Okay,
So you
we
guys
should.
can open
I want to
fire if you
stab one.
want, or
Yeah, I want
stab.
to stab one right now.
All right, you immediately engage in combat with them. You don't show any mercy on them. Starting with Abraham near the rear, right? You can't really see them because you're in the far back. So unless the party falls back, so you guys can see all of them, your character has no clear line of fire at the moment. So, do you want to fall back, Abraham,
Uh,
or do you want to just hold your position, or something else, or do you want to try to push up to the front?
I like to break from my position and hide in the shadows.
Okay, you want
If
to fall
there's
back and
any.
hide in the shadows? Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you fall back, hide in the shadow, if the party leads these monsters out of here and they follow, you can flank, right? Like a stab them on their way out. So Abraham is falling back, trying to do his job properly. Right? He's gonna do a retreat. So he's gonna move for the round, and Abraham kind of whispers like, "Hey, let's fall back," right? And then so he can do his job proper. And see, Valgrid, you're near the front. You're second rank.
Yes.
You heard Abraham suggesting to fall back, but do you want to push forward and stab anyway, or do you want to
I would
fall
like to
back?
push forward and stab the closest one that's hovering its eyes.
Okay. So you push forward with your spear in 2 hands, and you shove at the monsters that are trying to, cover their face with their against the light. You do a movement to attack. So you do not work as a team. You lose Abraham. And then Gustavo, um, you're in the very front. You see Valgriz pushing forward with his spear. Do you want to push forward with your falchion and start slashing at these monsters?
Yeah. They're holding weapons. You said.
Yes. About half of them have melee weapons, and the other half have bow and arrows. So
With the guys that have melee weapons, can I try and slash on their arms?
yeah, so you target their arms. You slash with your falchion at their arms. You want to move toward the north flank or toward the south flank?
North.
Okay. And Valgrid, did you stab at the south or north flank?
Which one has the two?
The south flank has 2, and the north flank has 3.
I'll stab at the one with the two.
Okay. All right, 1 second. Let's see. All right, so you stab at the one with just 2. That's the south flank. So Valkyrie, you stab towards south. Sorry, Gustavo, you said south as well or north?
North.
Okay. And then Willie, you were in the third rank. Your men are
I'm
pushing
gonna use.
forward.
I'm
You
gonna
heard someone say
use my.
fall back. You want to push forward anyway and open fire on the monsters?
I told to fall back is a pussy move, and I'm gonna use my short bow to shoot one of the monsters in the neck.
Okay. So you move up to, or you take aim from where you're standing, and you're just firing, right? So you open fire from where you're standing. You got some men in the way, so if they get in the way, you might, and you missed, you might shoot them in the back as they push forward. Is this fine with you?
Fuck.
Because you're in a line formation, right?
Yeah.
You're in third rank. You got men in front of you, and as they're pushing forward and you're firing toward the monsters, which you can barely see from your position, if you miss, which is a high chance of missing, you're gonna hit your guys in the back, right? You're firing on their back as they advance.
Now, can I
So, do
turn to the
you want to hold
left?
fire or do you want to take the shot?
Can I move to the left so that way they're not in front of me?
So we're in a tunnel, which is a bad position. That's why the guy is falling back. One of the guys are falling back to a more open area so we can spread out our men, right? We're in a narrow tunnel, right? So therefore, if you find a narrow tunnel, right, and you fire a gun down a narrow tunnel, and you got men in that tunnel that are friendly, so you're gonna hit them. There's no way to avoid it, right? Unless like you're flanking from a different tunnel. But in order to do that, you have to move into enemy lines, right? We, so our men or we are in one tunnel, we are approaching an intersection, right? And from that intersection, there's another tunnel and another tunnel. Those tunnels are occupied by monsters, right? Your men are pushing into the intersection to fight them on either side. So if you're behind them, there's no other position to really fire from, right? You can push to the intersection, but they're in that intersection hand-to-hand combat. So,
So
and
then
the
I'll just
other
hold
tunnels
my
are being used by the
just hold my
monsters.
bow until either one of them dies, and then
Yeah.
I can just get a good shot, or they'll just duck.
Alright, so Willie holds fire and gets ready to fire. So if either of your guys in the front die and fall over, you can open fire, right? Pretty much is the situation. So Willie holds his fire for the moment, ready to shoot as soon as one of his bros go down. And then Shelly in the third rank next to Willie. Do you want to open fire or do you want to just hold? Or do you want to fall back? Or what's your move?
I'll open fire.
Alright, you decide to open fire even though you have men advancing.
No.
Okay, so if you're going to open fire, you're going to fire toward the south or the north of the monsters.
South.
The south? Okay, so you're kind of standing toward the north, firing toward the south. And basically, if you miss, you're going to potentially hit Valgrid in the back. Let's see. Alright, missile toward the south.
We pray.
Alright. And
Leave
then
it in God's hand.
Adelar, you're in the fourth rank. Next to you was Abraham, who said, come on, fall back, right? Do you want to fall back with him, or do you want to push forward and try to open fire, or something else?
Hold back.
Um,
I will never forgive you.
I'll
Join me.
fall back.
She falls back.
Yes.
You're a thief.
Yes.
You like him.
I will never forgive you.
Alright, the thieves fall back. They're
No,
retreating.
no. She made the right decision.
No,
She
no,
made a
Okay.
coward's choice.
Not
Alright.
the
Dude, they're
fun
blind
decision.
right now. They literally can't see. They're blind. Like, why would we
Not
not?
Next
the
is
Say
fun
that like it's a
decision, though.
bad thing.
Beatrice. So Beatrice, you're near the front. You were in second rank. Your men are pushing forward. You had your shield and bandages out. Do you want to
I'm
hold
going
or
to
something
push
else?
forward too.
Okay. You want to just
I,
like shove them with your shield or something, or what do you want to do?
yeah, yeah, that's
You want to shield bash? Okay. You want to attack the south flank or the
yep.
north flank?
The north one.
Alright, you move into melee against the north flank. And you engage in hand-to-hand combat, which is extremely deadly in old school D&D. Let's see, because in hand-to-hand combat, you give the monsters a chance to hit you. And in missile combat, you shoot them. If they have a melee weapon, they can't shoot back, right? They cannot attack back, so you can't get hit if you don't get attacked.
With
Alright,
the spear, you can push them back as well, so they can't hit you
yeah, you
first.
have more distance. That's true. Alright, so as you guys move in, what actually ends up happening is we're gonna start with missile phase. In the missile phase, the monsters, they were blinded for a moment, right? But they're still somewhat blind. They're squinting their eyes and trying to see. And in the very front of their range is not their melee. In the very front is their bowman. To the north, there's one bowman. To the south, there's one bowman. And before you can even advance, the both bowmen fire their arrows at you. So one bowman fires an arrow at the movement from the north flank. That's Gustav. So Gustavo,
Yeah.
as you're advancing toward the north flank, you get shot at. Right? It opens fire on your position. So missile is the first part of combat. I'll post the combat sequence real quick in the party channel so you guys can follow along. But this is the combat sequence per round. Every round is 10 seconds of combat. So here's the combat sequence if you want to follow it. What we just did earlier was called the declare actions. Okay, and then we roll initiative sometimes if necessary, and we check morale if the monsters require a morale check. Your party morale depends on the player's participation. If a player goes absent, their morale breaks.
Wait,
Um,
so I have a question real quick. So
yeah,
even though they were blind, they just took a random pop shot. They didn't like stagger a little bit because of the bright light. They've been in a cave for God
they
knows
were
how long
blind
in the
last
first
or
light.
the start of it, but now they're taking action. Imagine if you're them. Just because you're blind doesn't mean you can't take an action. So
Yeah,
they're
it
not
just might be a
completely
little
blind. It's
harder.
just harder to see for them. They actually get a -1 penalty due to your torchlight to hit. We'll see. But that's the only penalty they got. So from that, um, they still need light to see just like you, but they required dim light. Let's see. All right. Um, so the monsters they hit the light, but they can still fight in it. Starting with the enemy fires one shot at our Gustavo, rolling to hit D20. It has a +1 for close range, -1 for the light. Rolling. The score is 8. It's a miss. The arrow goes whizzing past Gustavo and hits the wall behind him. Right. Gustavo presses forward
Ooh.
as brave as he can, right, with his falchion torch, ready to cut away at these monsters. Right. He's a brave soldier of fortune, rushing their ranks and getting ready to just slash them apart. Right. But before he can get there, another arrow went off and fired on the other advanced party member, which was Valgrid. Valgrid gets fired on. So Valgrid is pushing forward with a spear in hand, and they open fire on him. Right, rolling to hit. That one miss, not even close. The monster was taking aim and suddenly just drops his arrow on the floor. It's like trying to figure out where his arrow went. Um, and then at that point, the movement was completed. Abraham, you were able to fall back toward the east. You're now ready to flank if the enemy do push forward. So you guys are just like outside the tunnel, like flanking it, right? Getting ready to stab at anything that comes through from the side. So Abraham is in good position. He's in hiding in shadows. He's with his fellow thief, Adelard. So the two of you have made it to your destination. You guys are ready to flank if the enemy push forward and if your men retreat. Um, Next is Valgrind. You were pushing forward with the spear in hand, and as soon as your spear had enough reach, you were able to start stabbing away. The monsters could not really retaliate because your spear has more reach than them, unless they try to push past your spear's reach. You're a cleric. You can keep one at bay at a time. Your rate of attack is one attack per round. All right, rolling to hit for Valgrind. Scores a 19. He lands a hit. You hit the bowman. You deal 1 to 6 damage. And what's your strength, Valgrind? Our brave Valgrind rushes the enemy line with a spear in two hands. Thrusts a
Stab
spear
him
in
in the
one.
fucking neck.
Bayonet
I have 8
charge, right?
strength.
Or spear charge. You go for the neck, and you have how much strength?
8. I have 8
8.
strength.
Alright. You want to go for the neck or somewhere else to kill it?
I'd like to stab it right in the chest. So you said they're
Alright.
small creatures,
Through the
right?
chest.
They're smaller
Yeah.
than us.
They are
Yeah,
small.
then I'd
They're
push it.
roughly 4 or
I'd,
5 feet tall.
yeah, I'd
You're
like to
running
go for
at
the
them.
chest.
You're brave. You thrust your spear into it with a +1 for two-handing your spear. And what's your strength again?
8.
8. -1 because you're weak. So +0. Alright. 6 damage. Despite your weak strength, you're tactical. You use your spear in two hands, and you're lucky, right? You get a max damage, 6 points of damage driven into one of them. Alright. The monster is stabbed right through the chest. Right, coughing blood spurting out of his mouth and through from its wound. You open up a large hole through his chest. Blood spills all over your spear. Rolling the hit points to the monster. It has a -1. You see, or I don't know if it has a -1. Let me double check. This is a small imp of a monster. It's grotesque size. You might know what these are called if you have watched certain animes or watched certain movies. Right,
Goblin.
small grotesque humanoids. Let's see. Indeed,
The
a goblin.
French.
All right, so you got a -1 hit point in
Oh,
French. All right, so it has a
not on
8 minus
French.
1. This one has 7 hit points. So actually, it's still alive, but barely. You got a good stab into his chest. It went slightly into the chest, causing it some bleeding. Right. It's on the end of your spear right now, holding, trying to push the spear out of himself with his other hand as he tries to like grab at his melee weapon, which is like a knife on his belt. But the monster is desperate, right? It's trying to survive, and it's a big one. You hit the biggest one, the bowman, and he took again
Fuck.
6 damage. He had 7 hit points though. It was a really big one, so and he survived the hit. Okay, so he's at 1 hit point left. He's almost dead. Right after you got a stab inside of him, the next person to attack was uh, was Gustavo with his falchion. Gustavo rushed the enemy line and closed in against the bowman and slashed away at it. He's a fighter. He attacked it twice the rate. Every round he attacks it twice the rate, so he does 2 attacks per round. His first attack
Got those hands.
got a roll, and it's a 17 hit. The damage is 5. As soon as he crashes into the enemy line, his falchion goes hitting hard and deep into one of the monsters. How much strength do you have?
Uh, 11. So it's
Alright,
a
no,
plus
normal
0.
bonus. Okay, so just 5 damage. Let me see if it's a kill or not. Rolling hit points. The monster has 2, -1, 1 hit point. It was small and puny, the first one. You crash too. You run up there, you just hack away, right? And what do you want to chop off? You
Give me
killed it,
that
so.
hand.
Alright, you cut right through the chest, breaking the ribs, and then the sword goes right into the hand as well that was holding its bow and slices it off. So you not just rip open its chest, which kills it, you also cut off its hand. And the hand goes flying against the wall, and the monster falls to his knees dead. Right. Your second slash goes for another one nearby, right? Because you have 2 attacks per round, so you might get a double kill. Let's see. So you do one quick slash and then a second follow-up slash, right? You're very good at fighting because fighters have, again, fighting skill. They fight at twice the rate, better than fighting in any other class. Let's see. Their second attack is a 12, with your strength of 0 bonus against these monsters. That next one is a miss. These monsters are quick and nasty, and one barely dodges the attack, right? You hit right over its head and hit the wall, and the monster like dodges it. And this one here
Expected his finishing
has a short
position.
sword and starts to slash at you with its short sword. Um, it's got a short sword and a shield actually, so it's actually harder to hit. It lowers the shield for a moment and starts stabbing at you with the short sword. And counters your attack. It's rolling to hit against you. So you rush in to fight him, and he rushes back to fight you. There's 2 against you. Are you ready? You're in close melee with these things, so they actually counter the attack. So there's 2
Oh,
fighting you right now. They have melee.
I'll
One has
live.
a hand axe, one has a short sword. Alright, rolling. As soon as you got your kill, one with the short sword scores a 13 with a +0 bonus, and that's a hit against you. He lands a hit, he deals 1 point of damage to you. You got lucky. You only took 1 damage. How many hit points do you have total?
6.
So you have 5 of 6 left. Okay.
I have 5 left.
Yes. So our brave Gustav has 5 of 6 hit points left. He has been lightly wounded. The monster has cut you and chose to cut you in your. It sliced into your upper shoulder, right? A little nick there. That's about it. And then it tried to chop off your arm, but because it wasn't enough damage, you only got a nick on your shoulder. Um, and then next, the other one next to it has an axe and swings it into your gut, tries to rip open your guts and spill your guts everywhere. Rolls a 19 to hits, deals 2 damage. It manages to hit you in the gut. You feel a very painful hit from the axe slicing into your clothes and kind of chopping to the side of your body, the side of your ribs, right? But it doesn't actually break any ribs yet. It just causes you to lose your breath, right? You're moderately wounded. You're half hit points left, 3 of 6.
I'm good.
1 or 2 more hits and you will be dead. So
Gustavo never fought
let's
us.
see. So after Gustavo got hit, uh, the enemies to the south though, right? There's one to the south. Um, let's see. So Gustavo, by the way, uh, wait, Gustavo, you went toward the north ones, right? Yeah. And the
Yep,
other guy went
north.
toward the south ones. There's only 2 to the south. Okay, so Gustavo, you killed one to the north though, so there's only two to the north. They're both melees. But the thing is for Valgrid, the one that you killed right after you killed him, there was one right behind it, had a weapon, and he charged you. So as you took one down, right, while you're like pulling at your spear, one steps past your spear and swings its weapon on you. It's carrying a mace and tries to beat your head in, right? So as soon as you like, skewered one to the ground, one just like rushes you and bats you with a swings it like a baseball bat, right? He drops his shield and just like tries to smash your head in with the mace. Rolling a hit, 7. Missed. You barely dodged it, right? But it hits the wall. A loud clank, right? Metal against stone. And you dodge it, right? That thing could have crushed or caved in your skull if it hit you. Um, but it missed, right?
Sorry.
And then after that, next to you, trying to help you, rushing them is Beatrice with her shield. Beatrice does a shield bash against this one, rolling force check. So the one that just swung its mace gets tackled, pummeled by Beatrice's shield potentially. Beatrice, what's your strength?
Give me a second.
Hmm.
My strength is 13.
Ooh, what the heck? She's strong as fuck. Beatrice tackles this thing into the wall. Right, it crashes or slams its monster into the wall, and she's able to pin him into the wall with her shield. Right, so she's holding it into the wall. Beatrice, if you want, you can just keep holding it, and someone can smash his head in. Right, but you got one pinned up against the western wall now. So it's the one that tried to beat his head in with the mace. You have him pinned in the wall with your shield.
Okay, I'm going to keep him pinned to the wall.
So both your hands are against your shield, holding him back, right? And if you release, then he can attack back. But if you don't, then you can keep him on the wall so someone else can kill him, right? Um,
I'm
but
going to keep him in the wall.
you hold him to the wall, and
Yes.
that's your action for this round so far. So all melee attacks have been finished. Let's see. So that's the melee phase. Um, next is, let's see. All right. Next is the, see, Adelard, you fell back to the east with Abraham and Shelly, and yeah, Shelly, you're waiting for an opening to shoot a monster, right, with your sling and stone, and you were waiting for a moment to shoot, and uh, although the south is being cleared up, to the north there's still some monsters. There's two left, but your friend is in the way. The friend is, of course, the one who's to the north. It's Gustavo. Uh, do you want to take the shot anyway, or do you want to hold fire? You see, he took 2 hits and survived. The average man can maybe survive 1 or 2 hits, right? Uh, but no, the average man probably would die from those hits, but he survived it. Do you want to
I'm
fire,
gonna
or do you want to
hold.
give him a fighting chance and not fire yet?
I'm gonna hold.
Okay, you hold a fire. Alright, we're going into round 2. So the combat has lasted for about 10 seconds now. Now we're going to round 2, so it's going to last for 20 to 30 seconds of combat. Alright, so round 2, starting with Abraham, you're going to declare your next action. Do you want to hold your position in the east cavern, or do you want to push back with the rest of your group, or something else?
Can you repeat that?
Do you want to stay where you're at, or do you want to push forward, or do you want to do something else?
Mm, seems like they're not gonna fall back, so I guess I'll push forward.
Alright. Unfortunately, they didn't listen, so you have to push forward and help them. Hopefully you're there on time. You push forward to the west with your bow, movement to the west. And then next is Valgrid. You're to the south flank. You got one monster left that almost caved your skull in, but it's been pinned to the wall by Beatrice. She's like, "Come on, get him, Valgrid!" Right. So what's your action?
Finish it off.
Finish him. Okay. So you're gonna attack him. Let's see. Melee. And then Gustavo, you're to the north by yourself, and you got 2 guys on you, right? Do you want to keep slashing at them or something else?
Is opportunity attacks a thing here?
Yeah, if you fall
So
back, there's a chance they will hit you before you can retreat.
Hmm.
There's a chance you can escape them before they do, though. It's initiative.
Yeah.
Depends on initiative.
Yeah. You know what? Mama raised no bitch. She raised a warrior.
All right, you gonna take the risk?
I'm gonna go for it.
All right, Gustavo takes the big risk here to continue solo 3 monsters. Right? He got one of them so far, and he got 2 left. Okay.
I will try to focus on the Battle Axe one.
The hand X one. Okay.
Hand Axe one, since it has
Mhm.
no shield, my chances might be greater to and also, do
Uh,
hand axes do more damage than short swords, or
they
is
do
it
the
like the
same.
same?
They're better against shields though. The hand X
Then
one has a shield as well.
oh,
They both got a shield.
both of them have shields.
Yep. So both of them have an armor class of 5 right now, which
Yeah, I
means
thought
for
you
you,
said
you
you
have to roll
dropped the
about
shield to
14 to
go
hit
for the
both of them.
attack. I thought
A
you said you
14
dropped
to
the
hit.
shield to go for the attack.
So
Okay.
no, that was the mace one.
What?
The mace one dropped his
Oh.
shield to use his mace in 2 hands to cave your skull in. He just gave
Oh, okay,
Okay,
okay.
so my fighting
Valgyr's skull.
chances here are not amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
they have high defense right now because they got shields.
yeah, but and my AC is not that great though. So like, I feel like I don't have. If I try to get back or continue fighting, my chances are still the same. I don't have that great of an AC, so I think the best case here is just to pray to God and hit them.
Okay, you do your best. You pray. You're like, God, please, right? And you swing, and you continue to slash as hard as you can. Willie, for you, you're holding your position in the tunnel, not firing, right? Do you wanna? There's no clear shots yet. Do you wanna take the shot anyway to the north, or the south is about to be dealt with? You see that one's pinned to the wall. If you fire at that one, there's someone on it, so you would definitely hurt that person in the back. That's Beatrice. Um, but to the north,
Hit
there's
our
still. What was it?
so to the north is what?
So Willie, to the north is you can see there's Gustavo on his own. If you want, you can drop your bow and join him in melee combat. Grab your melee weapon.
I'm gonna go in for melee because this bow does jack diddly all.
Okay, I'm gonna
Oh
say to give
man.
you a chance, Willie. I'm gonna say last round you didn't just stand there. You were switching weapon. So you drop your bow and you grab your melee. Last round. So round one, you grab your melee. This round, you're gonna move to attack. How's that? Sound fair?
Alright.
Okay, more than fair. Let's see. So what melee weapon you choose or you grab?
Warhammer.
All right, very good. Okay.
I
All right,
got
you move
dice
in
with me.
the Warhammer. Let's see. Movement to melee toward the north flank then. Alright. Movement, melee, north. Alright, Shelly, do you want to drop your sling and go for melee, or do you want to just continue to hold position, hold fire? Or do you want to do something else? You can also use the torch to fight,
Um,
if you're
no,
brave
I'm
enough.
gonna hold.
Yeah. You hold? Okay, so you wait for an opening to shoot. Adelard, this round, do you want to run it back to the tunnel to help? Or something else?
I guess.
Okay.
I guess like I'll just kind of draw and hold pretty much. I could go in with the spear, but that causes.
You could try to switch to your spear. The spear can be used from back lines, like from a distance. So from behind your friends. So as you're
Ooh.
running into the tunnel, you can drop your bow and start to equip your spear this round. How's that?
You know what? That sounds interesting. Let's do it.
Okay. So you're running in there. Your bow falls to the ground. You're unslinging that spear of yours, getting ready for to charge the enemy ranks with your spear. Right. Okay. Beatrice, you're toward the north. Oh no, you're toward the south, right? Yeah. You're toward the south. You were helping pin the monster down to the south, then. Um, let's see. You're trying to help Valgrid at the moment. So, oh, there's actually two monsters here. Valgrid, the bowman is still alive. That's right. So the bowman's still alive, and Beatrice has one pin to the wall on the
I'll
south flank.
I'll finish off the bowman then.
Okay, you try to kill the bowman as Beatrice holds him on the wall. Okay, so Beatrice, this round, you're just gonna try to hold the monster on the wall. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Wait, so
south
if
flank.
that's the case, can we have somebody else that made the decision to hold to come help us? Like they can just shove
Yeah,
the
yes.
torch in its
Maybe
face and
Shelly can
against the
do it.
wall.
Shelly was holding,
Shelly,
so
Shelly, you should put your torch in its face and just burn it while it's against the wall and just burn it to death with the torch.
you want to do that, Shelly?
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
So you see that Beatrice is holding one against the wall. You run up in there and you just kind of like, you got a blazing torch, right? You just shove it in the monster's face, right? And crush its throat with the torch as the flames burn it and the smoke rises through its face. It's a, you know, really hot flame. It's super painful. It sears and melts the skin and flesh pretty quick. But it takes
Nice.
time. Fire does time over time, or fire does damage over time. So it takes a while for it to happen. It's a slow, painful death, right? It deals 1 damage per round, 1 fire damage per round. Let's see. Um, all right, so Beatrice, you're up there, and Shelly's coming to help fight this monster next to you. Okay, so we all declare the action for round two. This is just round two's
Yeah. Am
declaring
I able to
actions.
back up the 5 feet I need since
Uh,
or is my spear still
oh,
stuck in this
yeah,
creature?
yeah. So the one that you stabbed a moment ago, you like kind of step back and then stab at him again, right? Because he kind of,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't want him to get too close. Um,
Right.
so yeah, you do that, of course, as per usual, so he doesn't go past your spear tip, right?
Okay.
Um,
Good.
and then, or spearhead. We're in round two. We already declared the actions, as you can see on this combat sequence. We're gonna do the sides act interchangeably now, starting with missile attacks. We have no missile attacks from our side and no missile attacks from the monster side. We'll have some movements though. We see Abraham is moving toward the west. As you move toward the west, you see all this monster action, right? Monsters being attacked. Did you want to maybe drop your bow and switch to melee as you rush west?
Uh, yeah, I'll swap to my dagger.
Okay, so your bow falls to the ground. You pull your dagger out quickly.
Am I able to attack this turn, or did I just
Next
switch
round,
my
yeah.
weapon?
This round you're gonna just
Okay.
switch your
Okay.
weapon. Yeah, as you're running toward the west. Let's see, and you're doing it just like Adelard. She's doing the same. Okay, so and then Valgrid, you're up there in the front lines. You kind of step back for a second, stab at the same one, the bow one. You can see that one's actually trying to it was pulling out this knife right after he got stabbed, so he can stab you back. But you stab at him again with your spear from a distance, rolling to hit, rolling a d20 to hit. 2, and that's a miss. Alright, so you step back, you stab at him, he kind of ducks that one, like, right, but barely. He's like wounded. He ducks, he has the knife out, he's trying to close the distance. He's at your spear wall now, or he advanced to the end of your spear. So as long as you can back up next round, you might be able to avoid him closing the distance. Um, and actually, as you backed up into the tunnel, the monster was, pushing toward your spear. Actually, before it can, as it's pushing forward and as you're stabbing, there's no one in the way of the monster then. So actually, Abraham, before you drop your dagger, you can actually open fire on the monster that's stepping forward, we'll say, right? Because there's no one between you and the monster. Because the spear, it's you got your spear boy and the monster, and there's some distance. They're not close, right? You'll be right next to your spear boy and just shoot the monster, right, from 7 feet. So,
All
do
right,
you
I'll
want to
take that. I'll
take the shot
Yeah, I'll take the opportunity.
instead of switch the weapon? Okay. All right, he took the shot instead. All right, rolling to hit. It's a crossbow. It's +1 because it's a crossbow, very accurate. +1 for close range, and we have light. We have torch bearers, so we're good. So it's a +2 total to hit. All right, rolling. What's your dexterity, Abraham?
Ooh, let me see. My dexterity is. Where is my sheet? Okay. Can you see? Can you check for me? It seems like I can't find my sheet.
Oh, okay, no worries. Give me a moment. He has a dexterity of 11, so no bonus. So +2 to
No.
hit. Rolling 10 plus 2, 12, missed by 1 point. So you fire and it's too small and quick and it went right past it. Yeah, unfortunate. Crossbow is usually very accurate, but you missed. Um, you missed a shot, you lose 1 coral. Okay. And then, let's see. Next round you can switch weapons, but this round you shot. Alright, we'll go back into melee. So, we already know that Valgrid. Did we already roll Valgrid's attack? And he missed, right? Yeah. And then, also in the melee is Gustavo. You're up
Yeah.
there with your falchion and torch. You slash twice in a row as the monsters counter. Your first attack has initiative because you fight faster than them. You want to go? You say you go for the X one first, right?
Straight up the axe.
Okay. You
No
slash
mercy
the
on
one with the
them.
X. Rolling and 6 plus your strength. What's your strength again?
+0.
Okay. So you miss your first attack, and then before your second attack can happen, we'll go roll initiative. See if they get to attack before you get your second attack off. Monster rolling
Right.
initiative. They got us 5. Yours got a 5. What's your dexterity?
+0.
Okay, so it's
8.
simultaneous. So while you're slashing them for a second time, they're slashing at you. So you guys can kill each other in the same moment. So it could be like a tie, right? Your roll
Yeah.
is a 11. You missed. Their roll is a nat 20 and a 7. One hits and deals 3 damage on the dot. So you drop to
Uh,
0. You got a saving throw versus death. Rolling. A 12 or higher is success. And what's your wisdom?
+1.
Wisdom +1. Okay, so you have 13 wisdom. Nice. Okay. Rolling. 3 plus 1, 4. The
Oh
monster,
man.
as you're in the midst of combat, trying to swing on them, you miss. You go for another miss, and as you go for that miss, the one with the short sword shoves the short sword right through your throat and into your chin and up through your skull, right? And blood spurts down the bottom of your chin from your neck, right, and all over yourself, and you fall on your knees, and you die within seconds. Your eyes go kind of roll over,
Uh,
and you kind of fall over, and we lose a brother. Gustavo has perished in the battle. All right, our first
Adios.
casualty. All right, so Gustavo or player Gustavo Kuski, I want to thank you for playing. It's been fun. I hope you have fun. I
No
know
worries.
you lost. The only way to lose D&D is to die, but it's part of the game. So
It's
thank you
part
for
of the
playing.
game. It's true.
Until next
No
time.
worries.
For the remainder of the
Next time.
adventure, you can see how it ends for the rest of the crew, or you can, of course, take your leave. But whatever you do,
I'll stay a
thank you, and I
little
hope to see you
longer.
again. Yeah.
So how many people are we left?
All right. One brother has fallen, so we got about 6 men left. He was killed.
And how many monsters are there left?
There's 4 monsters, one wounded.
Okay.
All right.
One's pinned against the wall though, and the
Yeah,
other
one's
one's a little
about to
more
get
creepy.
killed. So
He's moving.
Gustavo, yeah, you got killed. Uh, Willie, you were making your way toward the north with your warhammer, trying to save Gustavo, but he got killed before you got there. So you ran there. You swung your warhammer at one of the ones that stabbed Gustavo in the throat. Do you want to swing your
I
hammer at
got it.
the X one or the short sword one?
Uh, uh, the the fucking short sword, because short swords are for peasants and they're fucking nasty.
All right,
I got a
you roll.
dice.
Okay. What's your strength?
Uh, I got I got a 6 and I rolled a 17.
Oh, you're rolling your own dice. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
my own dice.
very well. You got a dice camera open?
No, but I can take a picture.
That
I got.
doesn't really work. You'll have to have a dice cam if you're gonna roll.
Damn it! Then you roll, because I got no
Okay.
cameras.
I'm sorry. Yeah, next time. Do you have your phone? You can do that real
Yeah,
quick.
I
Get that lucky roll, that Ryan roll.
give me a minute. Let me leave Discord and rejoin.
Alright, we'll do the other characters in the meantime. So while he's getting ready to swing his hammer. Also, Shelly's attacking. Oh, he's back. Nice. Alright, go ahead and roll a d20. on camera. That's a nice dice. Alright, try to keep the roll on the camera. Yeah, that's good. Okay. What's that?
13.
13? That's pretty good. What's your strength? What's your strength? You said 6? Oh, he's muted.
Oh, stupid fucking phone. I hate
What?
this.
what's your
6.
strength? 6. Okay, so -1 penalty. However, Warhammer has +1 against armor foes. The monsters are armored, so you get a +1 to hit again. So, you actually got a total of 13 to hit, which is just enough. So, Warhammers are really good at hitting, because, you know, penetration, armor penetration. Alright,
Alright.
rolling to do damage then. Go ahead and roll a d6 for damage.
6.
6, max damage, -1 from your strength, so 5 damage. Rolling monster hit points. This is the fresh one. This is the one with the short sword. He only had 2 -1 hit point. You ran up there, and you just swing down as hard as you can. You cave his skull in immediately. You used a hammer and 2 hands actually, so it's a +1 damage. So total damage is 6. You did 6 times as much hit points that he had. So his head literally goes caves in into his like neck pretty much. You snap his neck, and the head kind of drops and pummels down into the
I do a
shoulders,
fucking
and kind of like
D.
stumbles back, right, and then crashes on over and topples over with the head caved in. So,
I do a DDD forward smash.
yeah,
Win the tournament.
exactly. All right, so you got a kill there, but you got 1 on you now. So if you're gonna be in hand-to-hand combat 1v1 next round, unless someone comes to help you. But right after your attack, we're going to see how Shelly did. Shelly, she ran up to Beatrice to help her. She's holding the monster down, and as she's holding it down, the monster's trying to break free. So Beatrice has to roll force check to keep it pinned. She applies the force of twice her weight. She's way stronger. The monster has no chance. It tries to, but the only way is if Beatrice wasn't so strong. Beatrice kept it pinned, and you ran up there, Shelly, with your torch. And what did you do to it with your torch? Miss Shelly. Oh,
Shove it into his face.
okay. You shove it into the monster's face, right? And the flames go everywhere on the face and just start to melt it, right? It's like the monster's screaming in pain. Immediately, it takes 1 damage, right, as the flames start to touch his face. So, rolling the monster's hit points, it only has 2 -1. As soon as you did it, it only had 1 hit point. So the flame like catches the monster's face on fire, right? It blows up in flames, and the monster's like crying for just a few seconds before it just kind of falls limp against the wall and against Beatrice's shield, right? Just like the head's on fire, it shakes for like 5 seconds, and then just goes limp against the shield, and then Beatrice can just let it go because it's already dead. So you got a kill, nice. All right, so that one's dead, but there's still the one that's with Valgrid, right? The one that he's been trying to kill. He stabbed it early on. There's another character, is Adelgard or Adelard. She ran up there. She dropped her bow and she was pulling out the melee weapon. Which melee weapon did you pull out?
It's the spear.
Spear. All right, yeah, that's right, correct. And then in the next round, basically how it's gonna happen is we're gonna declare actions again for round 3. Okay. So it's round 3, starting with Abraham. Abraham, you got what? Oh,
Oh, what was that?
there's just background sound. Okay. I thought someone was talking, but it was just someone's background. Abraham, you're a thief. You managed last round to use the crossbow. This round, do you want to reload it or do you want to switch weapons?
What's the current situation right now with the monsters?
So we got one monster to the south. That one's being poked at by Valgrid, and Valgrid continues to kind of just poke at it. And then past that monster, up against the wall, the west wall, we got Beatrice and Shelly together. They just killed one together. They're against the western wall, the intersection. So they're more so toward the west, and with one monster. And of course, Valgrid's pinning one monster back to the south with his spear. And then toward the north, we got one monster left, and that one is with Willie. He just hammered one in, and he's got one left next to him with a hand axe.
I
So,
like to fire at. I like to reload and fire at the one with the hand axe.
okay. Well, Willie's in the way, so if you fire and miss, you're gonna hit Willie instead, most likely. Is that fine?
Hmm. Who was the one that was pinning down the other monster with the spear?
That's actually gonna be Valgrid,
Beatrice.
and that one has a clear line of fire. Valgrid is poking one at a distance, keeping it at bay. So if you reload, next round you can fire with clear line of fire,
Uh,
because no one's next to it.
yeah, I'll reload and cover him.
Okay, so you're gonna reload this round.
Yeah.
Reload. And then next is Valgrid. Valgrid, you want to keep stabbing at this monster you kept at bay last round? You have to step back so it doesn't get too close.
Is there
But
anything I can do to get advantage on it or no? Like, can I, if I push forward, does that give me advantage or anything like that or
that would
no?
give it advantage, right? Because you're pushing
Oh
the
yeah, no.
spear
Okay, then
past it, and now you can close in.
I'll just keep it at my spear
You
tip
have
and
the
stab at it.
advantage right now. With the spear like this, it has zero chance of even attacking you, right?
Okay, yeah.
So
I'll
that's
keep
the
it at my
advantage you
spear tip
got.
and then keep poking.
Imagine being him trying to get in there and not being able to even attack. So
Yeah.
you'd be like, "This is bullshit. I hate spears." Let's see. Um, all right. So you continue to just kind of step backwards and keep poking away as you kind of constantly kept stepping forward and re-entering your spear wall. I see your spear head line of defense, right? So
Right.
let's see. This time though, because you're in the corridor, you backed up once, you backed up a second time, and now your back is to the wall. This is your last chance. Now that your back is against the wall, the monster has a really good chance of closing in now, because you can no longer fall back. So
Alright.
let's see. This is one of your last chance to kill him, but you got men behind it. They're probably gonna finish him, and your party's about to finish this fight anyway. This guy's wounded, but we know you're trying to just do a melee again. You're doing fighting retreat, fighting withdrawal, and you're melee toward the south still. Uh, Willie, on the other hand, you're 1v1 still. You want to continue to 1v1?
Yep.
Okay. So you're melee to the north, 1v1. And then
I'm, gonna,
Shelly,
I'm
you
right in the.
finished the one off on the west wall with Beatrice. Do you want to go help someone? You can try to flank the one that's trying to kill Valgrid. That one's trying to press into a spear line. You're like west of it, and it's east of you, and it's moving northeast toward Valgrid. So if you want, you can just kind of run into it. You can try to pin him to the wall, or you can try to beat him with your torch, or you can actually shoot him if you want. There's like line of fire. You can fire a sling on him. What's your action, Shelly? You have a lot of options from where you're standing.
Um,
I will recommend shooting, so you don't have to get close and risk your life.
um, I'll shoot it.
Okay, good choice. All right, you open fire on him. You spin your sling and stone, right, and toss it, hurl it at it. Um, as you do that, uh, Adelard, you're kind of right behind or right next to Valgrid at this point. If you want, you can step next to him. You guys can be side by side, and you can attack the same monster he's attacking. Do you want to?
Pardon?
So you're kind of behind Valgrid right now in the tunnel. He's backed up against the wall now. You can step to his side and stab at the monster he's stabbing at. You guys can have like a spear wall together, right? Two guys poking the monster.
Oh, Shelly, he's not talking to you. He's talking to Adelard.
This Adelard, yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I was planning on going pokey poke on something, so.
Mhm. This is your chance to pokey poke. So you and Valgrid together will do a spear wall against it. And then Beatrice, last round you pinned one monster to the wall, and of course Shelly's, uh, burned him alive and killed him. Um, this round, what do you want to do? You see that Willie's on his own. You can try to help Willie. He's 1v1 a monster right now. You can just run
There
and
is
tackle it
still
like you did
monster
earlier.
nearby.
What was that?
There is still monster nearby.
Yeah, there's the monster that's with the spearmen, right? The spearmen probably have that one covered. So I would recommend you can help Willie because he's on his own. So you can rush to Willie's aid and slam that one to the ground with your shield, just like you did earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Beatrice is brave. She rushes in. She's like a cavalier, right? She just slams into it with her shield, or tries to at least. Let's see. So Beatrice is a brave woman. Okay, let's see. Next is we're gonna do the combat now. So you did the declare actions again, as per usual, right? Now we're gonna go down the list and start with missile attack. Missile attack includes just Shelly first. She fires her sling at the one that's trying to kill the spearman, rolling to hit. She got a +1 for close range. Shelly, what's your dexterity? And by the way, if you guys want, I can teach you how to use the dice bot if you want to roll your own dice. The dice bot is slash roll space and then the dice you want to roll. So, Shelly, if you want, you can roll your own dice in the dice bot. If you go to the party channel, you can type slash roll space 1d20 to hit. Shelly, you with us?
Yo, Shelly.
She's mute.
Okay. So she is gonna lose her action then. Let's see. Um, she does not take the shot. She hesitated, and then
Oh my god.
oh no, she's back. Shelly, you with us?
Sorry.
All right, all good. You want to take the shot?
Sure.
You want to use the dice bot? You want to try it?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So go into the party channel and type slash roll space 1d20 to roll the dice. So slash roll space 1d20 or 20 in party channel. You got it?
I think.
So go to the party channel.
I am in the party channel.
Oh. And then do a slash roll space 1d20 in the text.
I can't do it.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Well, I'll just roll for you then. Alright, ready? Rolling to hit. It's a 16. +1 for close range. What's your dexterity?
Give me a minute.
Oh, no.
It's 7.
7? Okay. -1. So 16 straight, and that's still a hit. Your damage is 1 to 4 damage against the spear one. This one was wounded really bad in the start, if you remember. He was the
He
biggest
only has
one. He
1
got
HP
stabbed.
left.
That's right.
Yeah.
So no matter what, she's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
She deals 4 damage. So before you guys can spear it to death, she slings a stone from the west and gets a second kill. It is crushed by the weight of her stone. Let's see. She stoned it, and it's dead. Alright, there's one left to the north. So I would say the spearman, what you can do this round is you can reposition. You can advance to the north and start spearing at the one against uh, Willie. If he doesn't manage to kill this thing, you guys will have a chance to help Willie out and save him, to save his life. But before he can save his life, he must defend himself. So Willie, you're by yourself first, and many friends are coming to your aid. Not just it was originally just going to be Beatrice coming to help you, but now I think Adelard and Valgrid are coming too. So, let's see, Willie, we gotta see if you survive it. Do 1v1 against the monster. Rolling initiative. Monster initiative 3, party initiative 6. You got the first strike. Rolling to hit. You got an 11. What's your strength?
Me 6.
Alright, so -1. You're at 10, but then +1 because you have a Warhammer. Alright, and it's a miss, unfortunately. And as your friends come to help you, the party had the initiative. So they rushed in there, moved in there, and you swung your hammer at this thing. And this thing is trying to actually swing at you, but before it can, the spears reach it first, right? The spears get in there and start stabbing away. Here comes Valgrid with his spear. Rolling to hit, 14. Valgrind, what's your strength?
I have it's it's 8. So
All right.
plus 0.
Uh, so as you can see, despite your weak strength, you have been pretty successful, right? So it doesn't matter how low it is. It's a lot more impressive to see you getting hits with low. I see a lot of characters with 18 strength or higher strength, and they never hit sometimes, right? Because they don't know when to attack or which weapons to use. Valgrid, you actually got a 14 with a -1. It's a 13, and 13 against this one that has a shield, but you're attacking from its non-shield flank because the shield is on the left side and you're flanking right now from the, we'll say, the right side. So you moved in, you spear at the side where the monster has no shield. So you are gonna land a hit then, right? So
Right.
just barely, but you got a hit in there because you're flanking because you got a brother in there, distracting it, and so then you can stab it from a flank, and you can deal a total of 1 to 6 damage with your spear with a -1 penalty, and you deal 6 damage and you get -1 5 damage, and rolling its hit points, it has 4 -1 3. You killed it before as Willie sees that he's about to get killed. He missed the swing. He's about to get hacked apart with the X. You guys rush in to help him, and you got to stab with your spear. And as you stab it, someone double taps it with her spear because it's already dead. So Alucard, you double tap it. Your spear goes through wherever you want, whatever you want to stab through, his chest, his face, his neck, his groin, up to you.
I
And
stabbed
then
through it and accidentally hit Willie right in the face, killing him.
you could if you want, but
I
yeah,
think.
just
No, no.
You whacked Willie.
all right, Willy Whacker. All right. And
Ah!
as you kill these monsters, as you stab it, the last person to crash into his Beatrice, she slams it off your spears with her shield, and they all die. But all this fighting caused noise, so I have to roll another wandering monster check to see if one is nearby.
Jesus Christ,
So it's gonna
dude.
be combat after combat if you're in combat. All right, it
Oh
can be like
no.
hell, like Doom
Look at all
style,
these
right?
sticks.
Just constant waves of monsters. But no, fortunately, that's the end of the fighting. For now, you
Alright,
start to
I wanna.
breathe normal again. Start to relax. Let's take a small break.
God.
Go ahead and take 5. Grab a drink. Use the bathroom. We just got done with an intense combat. We lost one brother in the process.
So, for the guy who died, how often does he play here? Does he play quite a bit here?
Oh, that was his first time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna take all of his shit then.
Shit.
I thought
I'm
this
gonna
was
Typically, you will have to
Yeah.
return it to their house so that their son can inherit their gear, so they can progress a little better.
Well, I mean, if he never comes back, he just might not have a son. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
he was an
If you
only
leave,
child.
yeah.
I mean, can I keep a finger?
A finger
Yeah,
of the
you can have
monster
it.
or a finger of your
Can I-
friend?
No, for my friend and the monster. Nice bonus.
I mean, if you really want to, but that's
Can I
kind of
take his-
nasty.
So all we have to do for goblins is cut their ears, right? We don't have to take the heads. We can
You
just
need
take
to take the
their left
heads,
ears.
yeah. Proof of the
What?
kill.
Every anime. You
Yes.
said anime. Every anime is just the left ear. That's how they
I
turn
mean,
them in.
You know what?
if you
I'm gonna
were,
make that
let's
thing
say,
for
if you were
Abraham.
the town guard who were, encouraging men to go and hunt demons down that are, attacking the walls at night, would you think that ears would suffice as proof of that they killed him, right?
I mean,
Like,
how are you gonna hack off an ear in the middle of a fight and then just run away with an ear? You have to swoop down, pick it up,
Yeah.
try to run away with it. No one's gonna be able to do
but
that.
what if they just took the ear of the monster, right? Or what if, like, they take 2 ears and say that each ear
Well,
belongs to 2 different monsters, right?
well, that's why they say only take the left ear, because they're shaped in an arc towards one direction, so you always know which ear it is. Because if you
Mhm.
turn it
What?
one way, it'll be the back. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
yeah, we can take the heads,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most of the town respect the heads as full proof that
That's-
they are actually dead, right? So,
Yeah.
Alright,
A goblin could
that's
try
fair.
and trade you off his ear.
Yeah,
right.
man.
So you gotta think like these people are smart. They have been surviving in the land for many years. They had to be very. If they weren't smart, they wouldn't last, right? In the world of terror, in the world terrorized by dragons. So they have
Alright,
lived for many years. So
that's fair. Alright. Can I just say my action now for when we get off of break, or do you want to wait?
yeah, we gotta wait for the break to end. We got 3 more minutes
Alright.
left.
Alrighty. I will take my 3 minutes to reach behind me and just grab a water bottle. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna eat some
Let's
beef
just
jerky.
chop crotches off, so that way that's a way of proving it. You can fake an ear. It's like, oh, yeah, it's just 2 different ears, but you can't fake when you only got one crotch.
All right. That's something.
That's proof. That's a proof of kill.
Very true.
My mom made these like freeze dried raspberry things, and I don't like raspberries normally, but these freeze dried ones are super fucking good when they're crunchy. I don't know what the hell it is, but whole flavor changes.
Right. We're gonna stack dice. Which dice do you want me to start with?
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna do a test roll on my dice. I want to see if you can actually read it. So look at my camera real quick. Uh,
What is it?
I want to see if you can read this, or if not, no, probably not. We'll get it over there, and then we'll do a little. No, that's the wrong way. Hold on. There we go. Okay, that's readable, right? Back. Ekin, would you say that's readable or no?
Oh, let me look. Yeah, I can see it. It's a 2, right?
No, it's a 3.
No, what?
Yeah, it's a 3. The 2, uh, is it the 5? Where the fuck is the 2 at? It's the 1. Oh, that is the 2. Yeah, that's the 2 right there. That's really bad. That's exactly like a. Fuck are you laughing at?
I,
That's the 2.
you're gonna laugh at this. My dog Rocky is sleeping on the ground next to me. I have to rip ass. I proceed to rip ass. It's loud enough that it immediately wakes him off of the ground, and then he's putting his head on my lap saying, "What was that noise? I think someone's here."
That's cute.
Damn. Okay. Wait, what about the glow in the dark dice? Is it easier to read these? Alright, let's see.
Rocky, nothing's here.
Okay, well, not with that. Hell no, that's not easy to read. Fuck.
Rocky, nothing's here. You gotta lay down.
Dude, I might just refund this camera and try to go for a different one, because this shit fucking sucks. Doesn't focus at all.
Back again.
Wait. That actually might work for this one, though.
Come on. No. Come on.
All right. It's been roughly 5 minutes now, so we're gonna resume. Is everyone back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Zenko,
here.
Sky. I'm assuming if you're unmuted, you're here. Sky and Zenko, you two with us?
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Let's resume. So we have been playing for about. We started at 1100, so it's currently 1330. So technically, let's see, 11, 12, 13. We have about 30 minutes left of game time. And we have to get out of the dungeon before the time ends. So what we'll do here, if you guys want, to keep it simple, is after your fight, you're going to quickly loot your monsters that you killed. You're going to take their heads, which have bounties on them. You're going to grab
Nice.
whatever weapons you want from them, and then any treasure they got. And then from there, we can explore a little further ahead if you want, or we can start to make our way out of the dungeon. Just get out with what we got. So, which is not a
Uh,
lot, but it's better than nothing. So,
Alright, I would like to.
I like
Oh, I guess
I would like
Abraham's
to play
first,
it
so.
like I would like to play it safe and start hitting out the cave.
everyone thinks it's time to just head out with the
Yeah,
profits.
yeah, we're doing that.
I'll give you a
I
rough
want to.
estimate of the profit. Just to give you a
I
rough
want to.
estimate.
I wanted to loot the goblins for gold.
Alright, so the rough estimate of the profit is the monsters had weapons. There's a total of 2 short bows and some arrows, about 10 arrows total collectively, or about 9 arrows collectively. Okay, so No, 9. 18. 9 plus 9. Yeah. So they only fired like one arrow each. They start with 10. Um, then you find a short sword, a mace, and a hand axe. You're also wearing
I call
furs.
dips.
The furs each weigh or worth 1 silver. They're also wearing helmets. The helmets and their small size, which gave them an extra armor class, but their helmets are worth uh, uh, their helmets are pretty good helmets still. They look like they have belonged to soldiers at some point. These are probably stolen. Monsters like these, demons like these, wouldn't have these weapons typically unless they stole them or something from the remains of other soldiers, or maybe they were soldiers once but became monsters. Um, anyway, the helmets are pretty good. They just are filthy, but you can wash them. And then of course, there's also the shields. Shields are pretty decent shields too. They could be sold in town. Um, so they're old shields, but they can at least be worth maybe 1 silver each. Um,
Okay.
so there's yeah that.
So the
Uh,
ones that the twos, Abraham, you retreated and caused one of our homeboys to die by himself. So I say you don't get a first choice on anything, you fucking
hey,
bastard.
hey, hey, hey!
So I'm gonna ask you real quick on
I
the
wanted
two.
us to be straight so I can backstab them, give us a
Yeah,
little
but
bit of
they had
advantage.
disadvantage. They were blinded. We had initiative on all the rolls, everything. It was all in our favor. If we all would have just rushed in, we had numbers and everything. If we all pushed in
But
on
think
these tiny
about it. I
corridors,
mean,
we would
think
have just shelled them.
about it.
All right, it doesn't matter.
Think
It doesn't matter.
about
The
it.
fight's over. It
Think
doesn't matter. All right,
about
shut
it.
up.
Hold
The
up.
fight's over.
Hold
It
up.
doesn't matter. I don't need to think
No,
about it. Shut
no,
up. We're out
no.
of
I don't
time.
have a say
Okay,
in this.
I'm gonna talk
Hold
over
up.
him. So the two that are on the
No,
right, there was
no.
two of them. There
Do
was
not
a
talk over
bow, and then
me.
what did the
I
weapon
am
of the other guy have? It was a
being
mace, right?
disrespected right now.
I'm gonna take the shield and the mace, and I'm gonna loot the body of the guy who had that.
I'm gonna take the axe. I call
God
dibs on
damn it! I wanted to act.
y'all y'all motherfuckers pussied out
Yeah,
and ran
you
away.
guys should
I
not have dibs on anything.
All right, I'll let you
you can
guys discuss what you guys want to take first, and then when you guys have decided through your discussion, then we'll actually take the action to loot. But first discuss it, duke it out if you need to. All right, figure out who deserves what, and then we'll start splitting the treasure up or grabbing the loot.
Hey, look.
So how much did
I know
all
I
the
fell
head?
back, but I came back. All right. I came back to help.
After homeboy died. After the entire fight was over, basically. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Hey, I shot one arrow. I shot one arrow. All
Did you
right.
hit anything? Did you hit anything?
No, but at least give
Tough
me
luck, buddy.
something
All
for
right.
effort.
Anyway, so Beatrice went frontline, pinned the thing to a wall. He obviously deserves some shit. I went frontline. I killed the biggest one, I think. Yeah, I killed the biggest one with a little bit of help at the end. And then I also killed the other one that was fighting Willie. Willie was frontline. So Willie deserves frontline loot. Beatrice deserves frontline loot. Shelly frontline loot because she never backed up. I frontline loot. Abraham and Adelard, I feel like you guys should maybe get what's remaining because you guys backed off towards the beginning and didn't come in until late fight.
Fair,
That
fair.
Sounds
That's
fair to
fair.
me.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
fuck you, but fair.
what actually happens then is we'll go down the list. You guys will tell me what you take, right? So um, we'll start with Abraham. I'm on the loot, and of course, if anyone objects, just speak up, but try not to interrupt because it will slow it down. If you really need to interrupt, go ahead. But Abraham, among the monster remains, we can assume that everyone has worked together to hack the heads off and bag them, or find a way to carry them out. But when it comes to the weapons and armor and such, what do you want to take?
The only thing I really want is a hand axe, and that's pretty much it.
All right, any objections?
I object.
Okay. So how about you take the
Look,
mace
man,
instead?
I'll give
Well,
you a
I'm
high
taking the
five,
mace and the
man.
shield.
High
Okay.
five.
There's a
Fuck
short
your
sword. You want the short sword instead, Abraham?
Yeah, I'll take the short sword. It's better
Okay.
than nothing.
short swords.
All right, you take the short sword, and then Valgrid, what would you like to take? I'm on the loot.
Mace
Everything
and the
else will be
shield.
carried out and sold if you don't take it.
The mace and the shield.
Mace and shield. Okay. That's for Valgrid. All right, I'm gonna add it to your sheet. Mace and shield. Okay. You got it. And now they got the Mason's shield. There's only a total of 2 shields left, and no maces left, no short swords left. Willie, you want the hand axe, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me add it to your sheet. And was there anything else you wanted to take?
And could I loot them for gold?
They had no money on them.
Or ew.
Yeah,
Gross. Get them away from me.
but it did have the heads. That's worth money. So, but you took a hand axe. All right. And then next is Shelly. Do you want to claim anything for yourself?
Can you list the items again? Since it's been a little bit.
Yeah, Shelly. There's leftover. There's 2 shields left over, and there's 4. No, there's 5 helmets. They're greasy and dirty though. And then
Oh
there's
fuck! I didn't look
hide
at that.
armor.
I'm gonna take a helmet. I'm gonna
They're
go
also
back. I'm gonna
greasy and
take a
dirty.
helmet as well.
You're gonna have to wait till we circle back around. So Shelly,
Okay, okay, okay.
for you
I'm
though, do you want to? What do you
I'm
want to take?
I'm gonna take a shield.
Okay. And there's also 2 short bows and 18 arrows total. You want to take a short bow and arrows? Because you only have a sling right now.
Uh, sure.
Okay, so you got the shield then, a normal shield, and there's 1 shield left, and you took a short bow, and how many arrows did you want out of the 18? You want to just take half?
Yeah. Can I get a helmet with that as well?
You can wash it later.
You want some fries with that?
Short bow, arrows, helmet. Okay. You took 9 arrows, is that fine? Or do you want 10?
Yep.
10 is 1 pound.
I'll take 10.
Okay. So there's 8 left to take, if anyone else wants to take a bow. Next is Adelard. There's some shields left, there's some helmets, hide armor, and there's also
How
short
much
bow.
does it all weigh?
What was that?
How much does it all weigh?
Um, each shield weighs 10 pounds. Each hide armor weighs 20 pounds. Each uh, let's see, each
Helmet,
helmet weighs 10 pounds. Yeah.
10 pounds. I fit 4 helmets.
You want to take 4 helmets?
No. I'll take the hide armor. So that's 20 pounds.
All right. The hide armors are filthy, but you can wash them and wear them later if you want.
Yeah.
Or embrace the musk?
You could, but that would be a
And
disease check.
I'll take
Like I said, the majority of adventurers actually die from diseases, and after each delve, there's a 1 in 20 chance you will get the plague. So, on that one, you get the plague and you die of it, or
So
not the
that's not.
plague, but of disease. You come back and I tell you that your character dies at the sentry or something like that.
What's
So
this, the Oregon Trail?
it's like that in the old days, yeah.
I'll take a shield and a helmet.
So because there's a 1 in 20 chance, right, of dying for disease, every year you basically have like, or after a year and a half, every character has a very high chance of dying from a disease. Most characters die from disease within a year and a half of their campaign, and if unless they're lucky. But because it's a 1 in 20 chance, right, at some point you're gonna roll a 1 on one of the disease checks. There's a total of 52, or depending on how many adventures you go on. Every time you go on an adventure, you do a disease check, and in a few days you'll find out if you get sick or not. And then when you come back to play, I tell you if you died or not. And if you died or not, then if you died, I just tell you, sorry, your character died of disease. You have to roll a new character. That's it.
It's the
Dysentery.
classic. Your character died because I said so.
Yeah, this century based on the roll of the dice. So,
Yeah.
um,
It's
as long as you have clothes on, there's only a 1 in 20 chance. If you have no clothes on, there's a 1 in 20 chance you don't get disease. So 19 out of 20 chance you do get disease. But fortunately, you all have clothing on. So, all right. So for the most part, you guys are all fine. And also, after disease check, there's also saving throws, and there's a roll to see if it's a fatal disease. It could just be the common cold. Sometimes it's not even a lethal disease that you get. It could be a yearly seasonal allergy. There's all kinds of diseases. All right. Anyway, we kind of left off with Adelard. You were trying to pick up a helmet, right?
Yep. I picked up a helmet, hide, and shield.
Okay, helmet, hide, and shield.
And Beatrice, since you're on the front line, if you want to object to any of that, you have rights too.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay,
Alright,
so
so
what
there's
is
no
in the
more
front
shields left.
line?
There's only 3 more helmets left, and there's only 3 more hides left. Okay, Beatrice, what would you like to take? There's 1 Sherpa left
So
if you want it.
the armor, if I get it, I could use it.
Yeah, you could use it if you wash it.
Okay, then I will get one of the armor and another helmet.
Okay, Beatrice takes the armor and helmet. Okay, so let's see, Beatrice.
And that's it.
One moment, I got. Oh, there you are. So you get a hide. You get a helmet. All right. Did you want to take the Sharpo?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You get 8 arrows then. The remaining arrows.
Okay.
All right. So now we can circle back around in case somebody forgot.
Yeah, I'll
Otherwise,
just
all
take.
the loot is gonna just be pulled in to be sold later. So who else? Did anyone want to go again for looting?
Yep.
Except
I'll
Valgrid.
take a helmet.
All right,
Valgrid,
Valgrid
yeah.
takes
Yeah,
a
I'll go
helmet.
again.
All right, everyone, you want to take a helmet too?
Yeah, I'll take a helmet.
All right, so there's 1 helmet left at the very end. Valgrid gets a helm, and Abraham will get a helm.
And is there any hide armor left, or is it all gone?
There's 2 left.
I'll take one of those as well.
There's 1 left now.
I mean, we got Homeboy's dead body over there. Is that loot just automatically going to be with us, or do we need to pick that up as well?
You can drag him out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drag him out of here, and I'll keep his Schmitter. Is that what he had?
He had a falchion.
Falchion. I'll keep that for safekeeping until we get to the town, and then I'm gonna look and see if he has any family members.
All right, so yeah, you took a hide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that all the hides? I think.
There's one more.
1 more. Okay. Anyone want to claim the last hide?
I think I can fit it.
Okay, Adelar wants
No,
to
no,
take
no.
it.
You already have one, don't you, Adelaide?
You do already have one.
Yeah, we're just
I'll
gonna
take
sell
the
this
hide.
one.
Who wants it?
I'll take it.
Abraham?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can fit it. All right. So your party's done looting. You looted the majority of the items. The rest of the items, all that's left, item-wise, is pretty much nothing. I think. Yeah, everything has
Yeah.
been claimed. There's maybe 1 helmet left. That's it. That's unclaimed. Is there
So
anyone
we've
that
got the
wants a helmet?
heads. We've got Homie's body.
I mean, that can be put into the pool.
Otherwise, we're gonna just sell it when we get back to town. Someone else is just gonna carry it to
Yeah.
sell it.
Yeah. Who's gonna carry the body of Homeboy?
You need 2 people to effectively buddy carry this guy out of here. So,
I'll help you.
okay, Valgrid and
Uh,
Abraham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be our frontliner then? Cause I have a spear. So I mean, who's?
Yeah,
I have 11 strength, if that means
I'll-
anything.
frontliner.
Yeah,
Okay.
can she carry it by herself over her shoulder with 11 strength?
No, she'll still need a buddy to carry him at a reasonable rate of movement.
Oh shit.
1 guy
Okay.
on each shoulder, right? Dragging
Alright,
him out of here.
I'll help carry him.
I'll be
Alright.
front.
We're gonna need a
Are
frontliner.
y'all weaklings?
Yeah, I'm weak as fuck. I have like 7 strength or something.
Well, why are you making the one that has like the weakest
have 8.
out of us?
He
Like,
needs to
have
work out.
me carry it.
Yeah,
Lad,
man, this will give me some bonus later on. I'll get some muscle from it.
Alright, so you guys are trying to escape the dungeon? At this point,
Yeah.
we got 15 minutes
Yeah.
left, so.
And I'm gonna grab the short bow that I dropped, by the way. Just if.
Yeah, you guys pick up all your
State-
weapons.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright,
we got the
let's
head.
figure out the way out of here. So from this
Okay,
part of
so-
the cavern, you're at an intersection, right? You can go north into a corner, south into a corner, or east into a tunnel.
We go back to the shit room.
Which
Yeah,
direction?
We
shit
just
room.
walked through the
East.
shit room, so.
East? Okay.
Yeah, we basically go the opposite. We went west pretty much the entire time, so we pretty much go east the
Okay.
entire time.
You're smart. Alright. You go down the tunnel and you make your way into a cavern that continues northeast. Directly east of you is indeed a pile of shit along the south wall. You can go around it and continue east if you want,
Yes.
or you can go a
Without the
different
torches,
direction.
though, we should be pretty good,
We'll
right?
we'll, we'll
Yeah, the
go around
torches
it.
are about halfway through. We're on turn like let me check. I think we're on turn 3 right now. You've only been in the dungeon. Oh, actually that was looting. So loot it for one turn. We're on turn 4. We've been in the dungeon for 40 to 50 minutes, and the torches last an hour. So you're good.
Okay.
Um,
All right. And
So
I
you-
have
Maybe
7
go
more
around
if
the
we need
shit.
any.
Go around the shit and continue east.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You're going through a tunnel that leads you to a 10-foot square intersection, east of which is a tunnel full of mushrooms and water, north of which is a slightly wetter tunnel.
We go through the
Wetter tunnel.
water tunnel. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because we avoided the mushrooms.
Yeah.
good. North of which you find a square intersection. At this intersection, there's some carapaces in there, but west of which there's another intersection, east of which is a tunnel full of bones.
We go to the tunnel
Want
full of
the
bones.
bones?
Okay. And then you're making your way into a cavern to the east. It continues to the southeast. Directly to your south is a pool of water. Toward the southeast, the cavern continues. To the east, there's some daylight on the north wall. Which way?
We go towards the daylight.
Alright,
Go
east.
towards the
And then
daylight.
up the slope. Congratulations, you escaped dungeon level 1. You did not get to dungeon level 2, so no one gets the campaign ribbon, that's new. But you did explore a good chunk of
Damn.
level 1, and you
Dude,
did
we
get
were
some
one door
kills.
away.
Right. Yeah, you guys were like just a few feet away from getting to level
Yeah,
2.
if we would have walked a few feet forward, we would have went down the stairs, and we would have
Yeah.
gotten all the ribbon for you guys.
Alright. But it's okay next time. Right, they'll come back hopefully and get it. But for this adventure, the adventure's almost over. You just have to make the way. You just have to make it back home alive. So we got to roll a d6 for a wandering monster check to see if you died on the way home or not. So okay,
God. And if
rolling a
anybody wants to pay
d6.
to win real quick, we can get a reroll if it's bad.
All right, 6. Nothing happens on the way home. And
Let's
then we'll do a
go.
disease check for everyone real quick. See if anyone experiences diseases in the next day or two. Um, I usually don't do these, but because nothing happens. But just for the fun of it, since we did grab monsters, weapons, and loot, there's a higher chance of disease this week. So let's roll for it. Nope. Angel or Abraham's fine. Valgrid's fine
Nice.
in the next few days. Willie's fine. You guys take baths, of course, and wash your gear. But there's still a chance of infection. Shelly's fine. Adelard's fine. More than fine. He got a nat 20. And Beatrice is fine as well. So, alright. So you guys are fine. No diseases for you. You
Wait,
wash
wait.
your
So why
equipment.
was I the only one that I got a in the next few days? Why was I the only one who got that?
There's a chance in the next few days for anyone to get a disease, right?
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay.
to actually experience the symptoms. I just said it out of order. Um, so next is dividing the treasure. So when it comes to treasure, we managed to sell off the heads, all of them. Is that fine? You guys want to haggle for the
Yeah.
price? The standard
Nope.
price
No.
that
No.
you get is 10 each for each head.
We do not want to haggle.
Okay. So you
I'll
go to the
haggle.
guard.
Wait, yeah.
No, you
I
don't.
mean, I-
Okay, okay.
I
They
can-
can haggle for theirs. I don't want to haggle for mine. I killed 2 of them. I want to sell the 2 heads that I got flat price.
I can haggle, and I'm good at haggling because I am handsome and a sexy man.
All right. Willie,
Okay,
want
they can
to
haggle
try
for
it?
theirs.
Okay.
I have 2 heads that I killed. I'm gonna sell those for
So
flat rate.
how many heads do we definitely want to sell for the standard price? And then how many heads do we
Uh,
want to haggle?
what
We have
I'm
is the
5.
selling 2
standard
for this.
price?
And it's 10. I'm
So
selling
you guys
my
want
2 for the
to
10.
haggle 2 heads, or you guys want to haggle 3 heads?
I'm gonna haggle my head.
Well, there's only 5 heads, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. No, there's
Yeah.
5 of you. No, there's 6 of you. So
Yeah, I killed one. So my head
okay,
then.
Yeah, he's
we'll
got
haggle.
claims to
Willie
it.
haggles 1. The others pool their money in or sell it and put the money into the party treasure, so we can split it equally.
If Willie does bad on this, he's getting less of a share.
Okay. Willie, you ready?
Uh,
So, at some point when you got back to the town, right, the guards would have congratulated you guys. It would be sunset by the time you guys got home, right? Because it would take another half day to get back home, and you guys got there in the afternoon, so you come back at sunset at dusk. They congratulate your party for making it home. They see that you dragged one of your men with you, and they found out he's dead. Of course, they take him away for you. They will take him, of course, to be taken care of, taken to his family, and then of course eventually buried. But they thank you for your service on bringing this brother home. His equipment will be brought to his family, and his family will of course much appreciate what you've done, right? Of course, he knew the risk he took. No one can really be mad. He chose to go out there and risk his life, and he died in the process. Um, and not everyone will make it, right? But the family will be, of course, grateful at least that you were able to bring him home, at least his body, his remains, and his equipment. So now his next character and his player will probably appreciate that, and we'll get to start off with some extra gear, as if he didn't even die, right? So, um, let's see. Other than that, um, the rest of you, let's see. You're now going to get, let's see. Yeah, um, it's time to haggle. So at some point, some of you went into, uh, some of you approached basically like the town watch, and you approached the town cap or one of the sheriffs, and you turn in your heads. You turn in four of the five heads, and you leave one for Willie to do by himself. And when Willie, you come up to, when you come to the bounty collector, right? You show him the head of the monster you slew out there. It's the head of a goblin, right? And he says, he looks to
Is
you
a
and says, um, all right, this bounty here, we're currently collecting goblin heads at the rate of 10 silver apiece. We don't really negotiate the prices. Is that fine with you, sir?
no. This was the goblin who killed my brother in arms. I demand that it is a 13 silver.
I'm sorry
Wait,
for your
no,
loss, but why do you think it's necessary for us to pay you more for this bounty?
because that silver is going to his family as compensation for his loss.
Good argument, I suppose.
Does he have to roll for deception?
Rolling 2d6s. So far you have a good. Is that all you want to say before I roll the
Uh,
reaction check to see if he accepts
um,
your offer? He's like thinking about it. He's about to tell you his decision. I have to
during
roll for
this
it.
during this fight, this was the goblin who was giving the orders to the gang. So I'm fairly certain that he was the leader of the party as well.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. And then he goes on and says, "Oh, well, good on you. You killed a goblin leader. Very good. But sorry, son. I typically, by order, cannot pay more than 10 silver per head. However,
Aren't you
this will
supposed to?
be out of my own pocket.
Oh,
For the loss of your friend, I shall offer an extra silver piece." And he puts down an extra from his own pouch. Make sure it gets to
like,
his family.
aren't I supposed to like roll charisma for it?
You roll 2d6s. Well, you're not supposed to roll. He rolls because he's rolling his reaction to you.
Because my charisma is 16.
Okay, so you got a +2. He's already accepting the
Oh,
offer. So
3.
okay, so you got a +2, and your argument is a +1. It's a good argument, so I'll roll for it. Or if you want to roll for it, it's 2d6.
I got
You're rolling his reaction, so
big money, no whammies. 3s.
2 3s.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, and then the +3 bonus is 9, so offer accepted, but like at his own compromise. And
Alright.
he does not offer exactly what you want. He offers, instead of 3, he offers 1 extra from his own pocket. Keep in mind, 1 silver is a week's worth of labor, so like that's like a week's wage, right?
Because the world is suffering from the Great Depression.
Yeah, so hard laborers make 1 silver a week. These soldiers probably make a little more than that, of course, but um,
That's
at
why.
least
That's
much
why.
more.
That's why I stick to prostitution.
All right. I mean, prostitution, you might make around the same amount and also lose a lot of health benefits in your body, right? You get sick quicker and die. We'll see. All right. But anyway, he accepts the offer, or he tosses an extra silver out of his own heart, right? And tells you to make sure he gets home to his family. Let's see. Okay, so in that case, you get 1 extra for that one. You actually were successful. So Total bounty is 51. Or total party share is 51 so far. And uh, there was no remaining monster equipment to sell, right? Oh, there was a helmet. It was worth another 2. Okay, so we got 53 to split. So there's some extra, maybe. So we'll find out. Was there anything else we wanted to sell to add to the party treasure? I think that was it, right? Okay. Alright. In that case, we're going to divide it. And the full shares go to Beatrice, Adelard, Shelly, Willie, Valgret, Abraham. And do you guys want to send a share to Gustavo's home still, despite his death? You want
Just the 1 silver that he haggled for
The 1
his sake.
silver.
the 1 silver? That's
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hell no! I'm just kidding.
Okay. Not even a half share?
No.
Okay.
We
So
We're
you send 1
broke.
silver.
We,
Alright, so in that case, 52 is divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shares. There should be some left over, so, and we'll figure out who gets the leftovers in a moment. But let me divide 52 by 6. Let's see. Should be 8 silvers, and 8 times 6 is 48, so there's about 4 extra then. So who shall get the 4 extra, as everyone gets 8 silvers?
I say we
Um,
give 2 to Willie because he was up there by himself fighting 3 of them. Or 2 of them, I guess. So I think Willie should probably get a fair share, and then Beatrice should probably get the rest because he pinned it against the wall. So
Hey.
I say Willie and Beatrice get 2 each. If that's fine with you guys, I don't call the shots.
Any
So
objections?
good.
I'm fine with that.
I have no objections.
Okay. So in this case, Willie and Beatrice get 10 instead of 8.
Hey.
Okay.
Alright. Not bad for your first run. Only 1 casualty and everyone made some profit. So, uh, good job guys. I hope you guys enjoy your time. That will be the end of tonight's game, or today's game, whatever time it is for you. It's daytime for me. But thank you for playing, and I hope to see you at the next one. Again, thank you all for joining today's game. Hope you liked it. You are free to leave if you want. Otherwise, you can stay here and chill if you want. I don't really care. But I'll be
Yeah,
here to
later.
answer
My
some questions for
house.
a little bit, and I'm gonna head up myself. So.